Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the RPGeeks. This is the 14th episode of our campaign, where we combine Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition with science. It is the 14th, right?
Yeah.
It is. And he's miming at me. Okay, good. Yeah, I got my numbers right. Everything's fine. The numbers are fine. Nobody panic. Our campaign is set in the sci-fi future, currently on the planet of Braxigantu. And although there are seemingly magical things that happen in this world, in fact, everything is based on some kind of science and technology. And that is our challenge, to come up with explanations for the things our characters do and things in the world based on real world science. My name is Shamini. I use she, her pronouns. And on the show, I am playing Tenebris, who also uses she, her pronouns and is some kind of mysterious sorcerer, if sorcerers existed in this world. Emily.
Hello, I'm Emily Bates. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Infinity, or Infinite Sky 6000, who is a robot druid who was sent to Braxigantu in order to terraform the planet for human habitation. Simon.
Oh, bollocks. Sorry.
Got you off guard.
I was trying to measure a dice whilst you were talking.
Why?
That's what we all do with our spare time.
I too like to measure my
Have
dice.
you met me? Hello, I'm Simon, and I'm a dice measurer by trade. Dice measurer by day and night. No, I am a science video person. Uriel, who uses him or them, he, they pronouns. I use he, him, and he is a dwarf monk who is a cybernetically enhanced human version of events. And that just leaves the introduction of the most important person, arguably, whole stream. The Dungeon Master himself.
Offended.
So smooth. Just that segue makes me feel things, Simon. I am Ali Jennings. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the DM for this particular caper, which is what's about to happen. And yeah, just roll it. Do it, Simon. Do it.
Are we talking dice still?
Roll the intro.
No.
Roll the intro. It's this button.
So, where were we? Our party had been sent on a mission to uncover a smuggling ring in the Mukinshi Mountains. They tracked down these smugglers, but in doing so, they were part of a sequence of events that triggered an earthquake and destruction beneath the ground. When our party eventually made their way back to the colony of Vow 25D0, they realized that their actions had inadvertently damaged the mine that these colonists depend on. And questions were being asked by agents of the company who own the mine, Chugu Systems. The party learned all this from their new associate, Sande, who revealed herself to be a member of the Red Runners, a shady organization based in the great city of Gunka. Sande asked that they bring the mysterious artifact that they'd found beneath the earth to her organization in Gunka, and to find out more about the shadowy goings-on that they'd witnessed. And in return, the party would be richly rewarded. So now, the party must find a way aboard the company shuttle leaving for Gunka, possibly stopping by on the way to the colony boss's cabin to liberate some important information.
Liberation.
And that is where you find yourselves stood on the main street of Val, looking around you seeing a whole profusion of miners in various different states of drunkenness, states of emotion, some lying on the ground, some talking to each other, some shouts you hear. You see in front of you the office of Reeve Stoneshaper, Reeve Stoneshaper, the leader of the colony, the woman who gave you your quest in the first place, and where the information you seek is to be found. Behind this squat, long cabin, still white but flecked with moss and dirt, you see 4 silos rising into the air, squat but still taller than the cabins over which they overlook. To your left, a larger building than the others, square, sturdy, with a large entrance door. Inside, you can just make out tools, bits of metal plating hung off the walls. You can see pools of oil on the floor and just the side of one of the huge wheels of the trucks that this colony used to ferry minerals back and forth. You hear the shouts. I tell you what, one of these days, Jimmy, one of them. Well, I don't need to say any more, do I? On and on it goes around you as the miners stream and ebb and flow on this road. And you sense the atmosphere, tension building. What would you like to do?
I was about to correct you on Reeve's surname, and I remember that was Sunday.
Sunday.
Whose surname was Clunch Fist.
Clunch Fist.
I'd forgotten. Why would you
normal
remind
surname
me?
for Sunday. It's supposed to ledge pounder.
For some reason, it just stuck in my brain, that name.
Sunday.
So, right, as I understand it, and this is for like player to player,
Oh.
not character.
Yeah.
The plan was that we were going to do the heist.
Yep.
And
Sure.
Infinity was
Easy.
going
Point
to
1 of plan, do heist.
Yeah.
Point 2, success.
free profit. I don't see
Profit! Yes!
So Infinity was going to cause a distraction by the silo.
Yeah.
And Empress was going to go into Reeve's office.
You
once
both were going to go in.
Well, I was
is what
gonna
we
act guard.
discussed.
I was going to guard outside.
You were going to distract the guard. So that
No,
right,
no,
in this
Infinity
office.
was
I know.
going to do that.
No,
No, I
Infinity is distracting Reaver.
I
We're
thought,
not assuming that both of them are going to go. The
weren't
guard
you going
might
to do
stay.
magic in the or not magic science in the guard's head? There's no magic in this world.
Just going to talk to them and be like, just try and confuse them. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Anyway,
'cause
okay.
Yeah.
The note
yeah.
I
Okay.
had was that you were going to do the hack. I was going to keep
Right.
watch and act as
Okay.
a backup.
Also, very important that everyone
Such a
knows
problem.
that we do have disguises on.
We have to
Yes.
wait. We're disguised.
I wish I'd bought one of those comedy nose and mustaches.
Yes!
That is exactly
Oh.
what Infinity is wearing, but I did not.
I'm dressed.
So,
I'm dressed as a Tom Hanks lumberjack in lifts,
Nice.
apparently.
yeah. I didn't actually write down what I was wearing, but I remember it was cool. And there was definitely... I was wearing Tenebris's leather jacket, actually. You gave it to
Oh.
me for some reason.
You are wearing
But
Tenebris's
okay.
leather jacket.
Yeah.
You're
Fine.
also wearing a circlet around your neck, which is projecting a holographic image onto
It's
your
boring, though.
face. And there's putty there. And on top of that,
Yeah.
you have big fake glasses
Yeah,
and a
great.
big fake nose. And a
Yeah.
mustache,
Yeah,
potentially.
well, I'm assuming it's like those comedy ones that have the glasses, the nose, and the mustache. So I'm assuming that's what
That's-
Infinity's going for.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Okay, so I think Infinity's just kind
And
of
a
gonna...
top hat. You have a top hat
Oh,
to mask your area.
So subtle. Excellent.
God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So Infinity is going to break off from the other two and start making her way behind towards the silos. And as she goes, she'll be like,
and-
okay, good luck,
and-
everyone.
Before we do this, the plan was we were going to do the thing, and then we were going to meet around the back of the warehouse.
Correct.
Oh yes,
That was
I
the-
remember.
that was
Good.
the
Oh,
one.
I'm glad you remember all this. 'Cause I did not.
Correct. Yeah, so I'm going to
Okay.
break off and try and make my way around the back before we get too close so the guard doesn't sort of be like, where'd your friend go?
Yes, in front of Reeve's cabin, there is a guard stood at the door, and you imagine Reeve inside, although you haven't checked. Infinity, you stride out across the street, past groups of miners shifting back and forth. you move towards the back, to go round the back of Reeves' cabin.
Mhm.
As you push forward over this road, a bandy-legged old man,
Oh.
grey hair, a little bit speckled with what looks like green paint, and wearing ragged trousers that are just too long. He steps in front of your path, and you can see he's just swaying a little bit, just a little bit. Where are you headed? Where are you headed there, my love?
Oh, just round the back. I'm just enjoying the scenery.
I've no seen you here before. Where did you come from?
I've come from the mines. I'm an archaeologist.
That's a very fancy word. I don't pretend to know what that means. But I tell you what, it's lovely to see your sort around here, I have to say. Now, I have done many a mining job in my time, and it's rare that your kind comes around here, but he reaches
My
out,
kind?
gives you... he reaches out and touches your arm.
Oh.
Yes.
What's my kind?
Such a tall, strapping individual.
Oh, thank
see,
you very much.
I don't know if you've noticed, but we're all fairly short around here. I mean, it's just the nature of what we do. You know, it happens. And you, Sal, you are absolutely, you're colossal. And
Yes.
I love it. I love to see it,
Oh,
especially around here.
Thank you. Would you like me to pick you up?
I would love it.
Great. Infinity's going to attempt to lift this
What is
man.
happening right now?
You roll a strength check.
I don't remember the
Just
scene in
straight.
Classic heist.
Yeah, you can make it athletics if you want.
Oh, it's the same. I realised. It's at 13.
13. You reach out to pick this old gentleman up. He's quite stringy looking. But what you don't seem to have realised is that he's actually got a large metal sort of what looks like a backpack just sort of jutting out of his back. And he's actually very heavy. So you do manage to pick him up a little bit, but then you immediately have to put him down.
Oh, sorry.
You drop him.
Not quite as strong as I might look. Sorry.
And as you drop him, he totters a little bit. And from out of the back of this little backpack, shoot just a little, basically like a stick, like a metal pole, which just stabilizes him.
Oh.
And then he wobbles back onto his feet. Don't worry about it.
That's very clever.
There's some hidden secrets to us all, aren't there?
Absolutely.
Couldn't help but wonder. You're headed towards the silos, I could see, my love. The silos. What?
Oh, I was just wondering, but behind just around, really, just surveying.
That's good to know. Good to know, because, you know, I mean, I've been looking after him for a long, long time, and it's very rare that, you know, anyone would show any interest here. But obviously, with the goings on, you can never tell. I just was wondering, maybe you're not a company man, are you?
What company would that be? I'm from TerraCorp.
There's this moment of surprise flits across his face, and then he sort of scans a little bit and crinkles his brow. And well, I've no heard. Is that a branch of Chugo Systems? Is that a particular?
It's very old, probably. Well, I haven't spoken to them for a while, so maybe they're gone now. I don't really know. What's your name?
My name is Corin Bender.
Hi, Corin Bender.
Yes, well, so if you're not from the company and you're new here, may I just ask what your business is, sir?
Just exploring, really.
Right. Make a deception check.
Where did this interrogation come from? What does this old man know? What is happening?
Oh, I've got really bad deception, everyone. That's a 5.
8. All right. Well, he sort of takes another look at you, squints a little, waits for you to speak. Tip your hat.
Not off, just like I just sort of. Well, I'll be going then, Corin. Do you mind? Would you show me the silos?
Well, if it's a tour you're after, you're not nosing around, then absolutely, I'd love to. Please,
fabulous.
Come with me.
Great. This good.
He shuffles off and leads you behind. So you walk behind Reeves' silo, Reeves' colony pod, and there's a kind of a little sort of alleyway when there's grasses shooting up out of it, little flowers, mountain flowers that you can see. Again, everything's covered in dew, and in the grey of the afternoon, there are no shadows. It's just a dull lit little back alley, and you walk through it, and behind it you see a flattened piece of ground with deep, heavy tire tracks in it and puddles lying around it. And next to it, you see the wall of the first of these silos. And rising up the outside, a spiral, it is a spiral staircase, but it spirals all the way around the outside of this silo. So it's...
What is the silo made from? Is it metal or is it brick or...
It's a metal silo. You can see it's rusted in. It's got big streaks of rust and dirt all over it. You can see that there's little birds' nests that have been built in some of the little joists between the stairs. The stairs themselves look old and they look poorly travelled. You can see there's bits of slime and moss growing on them. The only thing that seems to be quite clean is the main door itself, which is...
Do the birds' nests look like they have living birds in them?
From what you can see, you can't see any birds there. I mean, you are quite a long way underneath them.
Good. That's good. Okay. So what's in the silos?
Well, there's all sorts. You see, for a man such as yourself, I'm sure you have.
Yes.
I'm sure you have experience with this kind of thing. He rubs his eyes. He's got kind of roomy old eyes, kind of grey and slightly clouded, and you get the sense that maybe he can't see especially well. Well. The 4 different silos, we store 4 different main products, the different kinds of ore that we mine here. But, of course, there's different amounts at different times, and the one that we're using at the moment, mainly, this would be for a bauxite, which we're using, obviously, for the aluminium production for the shipyards. So, if I could show you that one, if you like, if you're interested.
Yes, that would be lovely. Corin, you're very nice. You're a nice person, aren't you?
He gives just a little giggle. You're so kind. You know, you remind me of someone, and I cannot quite place it, but you're very nice yourself as well. And Thank you. Takes you up towards the main doors, and they tower above you. These doors, they're maybe 4 meters high. And they are the only parts of the silo which are clean, the ones which are in constant use, being opened and closed, sliding all the dirt off it. But they are scratched from permanent use. And next to them, there's a little control panel. And he types in, Corin types in a passcode.
Can I try and spot the passcode over his shoulder?
Make a perception check.
Natural 1. For a total of 7, but that's fine.
For a total of 7.
You know how he said in our private chat that this plan was going to fail at the first hurdle? I
didn't think there would be an adorable man.
I didn't even know this was a hurdle at this point.
No, I didn't either. I thought the easiest bit would be me causing bullshit. But it's not. Yeah, anyway.
It's like failing at the Olympic hurdles because you got startled by the sound of the gun.
As you're trying to do this, he isn't trying to block you. He doesn't really know that you're doing this. Sure. But he's not very steady on his feet, you see. And every now and then, one of these little poles shoots out of his sort of metal backpack and steadies him when he falls over. But it's actually very very difficult to get a good look without physically forcing him, like holding him out of the way at what he's typing in. And before you've really got into position, he's finished. And then with a
Corin, do you like your job?
Do I like my job? Oh, what a question. I don't know. I mean, this job right here.
Yes.
I can't say it's. I can't
look,
say
a horse
I
and
would.
cart.
I think.
Never seen a horse before.
I think what you're looking at there is that's probably Andy that you've seen there. Andy, he just. Yeah, occasionally likes to. No, Andy, not Sandy. Andy occasionally likes to run around with bits of wood attached to a piece of string behind him, and he'll just run around like that because he loves the sound it makes.
Interesting sounds in this place. It's
very you get all sorts here, you know.
Rustic sometimes. Anyway, yes.
I don't know. You are in a forest. I would merely suggest that. And
I've never seen a horse before, so I just was wondering.
Yes. Well, that's not a horse. That's Andy.
Andy.
And so these doors are stood open, and inside you can see piles and piles and piles of this. I don't know what the color of bauxite is. Of this metallic-looking or
metallic color.
I just remembered that it's
grey,
like a kind
maybe?
of pinky sandstone-y kind of color.
Oh.
Wow, amazing!
Oh, wasn't it? That's beautiful.
Approximately dwarf flesh on the old Citadel paint scale.
Nice.
So, obviously, there's no beam of sunlight, but as the grey light permeates through the cloud, it hits this dusky pinkish, these dusky pinkish minerals piled up in this room. And you can see they pile higher and higher, these huge sort of mountains of it. It doesn't seem to have been organised in any particularly good way. It's just been dumped there.
This is very nice.
It's mining, my dear.
Yes. Would you get in trouble if something happened to the silos?
Well, they are my responsibility. Yes, but I think more than trouble, I would take it personally. You see, for me, the silos, they're my responsibility. I won't say they've come akin to a home for me, but they certainly are more than just a metal casing, if you like.
You really love your job, and I know someone else who really loves their job, and they take their jobs very seriously, and they would be very upset if anything bad happened.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. Now, come and have a look at this. And he starts walking across the floor, and he's sort of moving towards what looks to be a conveyor belt where the minerals might get moved along.
What would happen if I sat on the conveyor belt?
Are you asking
I'm
me
asking
or
Corin.
Corin?
Yeah, she's moving towards it while she asks. She's trying to.
I imagine you'd be taken away. No, you'd simply be transferred through this particular silo and into the next one. That's how the conveyors work, and then eventually deposited on the other side of the silos.
Oh, that's very interesting.
It is, isn't it? It's very interesting.
It is interesting. Infinity's just going to kind of let herself get taken on a tour by Corin. I'm just going to put it out there for you.
Oh, I thought you were going to do something very different.
Nope, she is. She thinks he's wonderful. She thinks he's like Tenebris. She's not doing anything. So just in case, Ali, you're waiting for a big moment, this could be a long role play of me and you having a tour of the silo.
You continue to be led around these silos by Corin, and you learn a lot about them. You learn the different kinds of minerals they get. You learn the history of the kinds of minerals. You learn who built them. As this is going on, Tenebris and Uriel, what are you doing?
This is I thought we'd have a distraction by now.
Yeah, we're somewhere where we can watch Reeves' pod, and we're like waiting for her to leave the pod. Look, subtly, we're hiding. We're being really stealthy.
Can we call the pod
We're
Jacob?
being casual. We're waiting for Reeves to lead Jacob.
Jacob Reeves' pod.
Oh, too soon.
Sorry.
Oh.
How are you disguising? How are you being stealthy? Is it through your disguises? Are you trying to blend in, or are you trying to hide? What's the deal?
So, as I recall, Reeves' pod was just by the warehouse. right? Like opposite the warehouse.
Reeves Pod is opposite the warehouse, the chop shop where the trucks get fixed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine that we would be. I mean, what's Tenebris? What are you disguised as?
I have cloak.
Right. Bulletproof. I imagine I'm looking like a lumberjack. I'm just gonna do the thing that, like, you know, just kind of cross your arms. Uriel's just kind of sat there, mooching. You know, everyone is drunk in this place anyway. Just sort of try to blend in.
We could pretend to be drunk and like have a good time party, like some of the happy people.
I feel like if we did that, we might get a bit. We might miss the big distraction happening. You know, we've got to stay focused here. This is
focus.
It'll be a really big distraction when it
I will have.
So-
I will have like a really small scale little party. Like, oh, I'm so drunk. I'm feeling very drunk and dancing gently.
Okay, but if you do that,
Well, I've seen drunk people.
Just remember that, you know, it's a fake party. You're not actually drunk, and under no circumstances go in the bar.
Okay, I won't.
Just in
Well,
case.
I'm not going to go in the bar because we're here looking for Reeves Pod. So why would they go in the bar?
So you two standing next, opposite Reeves Pod, leaning maybe against the warehouse, blending in. You're disguised well. Roll deception checks with advantage.
Not stealth.
You're gonna be so
No,
deceived.
deception.
Ali. Shit, no, you're not.
Oh no! Make a performance. Make it a performance check. Sorry.
Performance. Oh, that's also a -2. 13.
That's right. Rolling again. 18.
You both feel like you're blending in. There are people sort of swaying past you. You see two barrel-chested women with orange jumpsuits and long ginger beards, all plaited and braided up under their armpits. They skip past you down the road. They look over to you and they raise these two tankards and clang them together. And they're singing, "Oh, I wish I were a fish. I wish I were a fish. A fish I do. A fish I do. I swim in the great blue sea for the 41 little baby fish." And that sort of disappears off, and you feel like you've blended.
Why does this town feel more like a fever dream? Any of the weird things that we've seen thus far? The fish people seem normal compared to this town now.
What you are certainly picking up on as you sit here or stand here is there is a sort of febrile atmosphere. That there's jollity for sure, but people are wound up, and it could at any moment turn ugly. Is the feeling. So that's just the sense you get. Infinity. After a solid hour and a half, you finally.
Yeah.
You finally reach the end of Silo 4, and Corin is closing the doors and
Corin,
looking very pleased with himself.
It was thank you so much. It was so nice to learn so much about you and the silos. And do you like who you work for?
You know, their company is the company. He looks a little bit confused at the question, a little bit wary, but.
Do you not? Can I tell if he hates them or not?
Roll an insight check.
Okay, come on. Please. Wait, is this a good dice? This is a good dice. Okay. It is a good dice. Okay, 15.
You can see that this job means a lot to him. He's older, you know, he's got the marks of, he's a bit weaker. He can't do, you know, the real hardcore mining anymore, but he doesn't feel really wedded to this place. It's the place that would have him.
Yes. Corin, what would happen if someone was planning an attack on the silos?
No,
I know. I've heard things. Because with the mines shutting down and everything, I think the miners are angry that all of the stone is out here now and they can't get back in the mines. So they were going to do something to the silos, so they could do mining again.
Infinity is an excellent liar. Like, just
told you this. Who told you this?
There's been people, they've been dancing and singing, and I want you to be safe, and I don't want you to get upset. And
no. Was it Joe Jack?
We've heard that name. Why have I heard that name?
Was it Callister?
Oh, I haven't heard that name.
I don't know. I don't know anyone's names. I'm sorry. I'm
Helton?
new.
Was it? It was Helton, wasn't it?
I don't know. I overheard it. Look, I just want to keep you safe, and I have a plan. Would you like to hear it?
A plan for what?
To keep you and the silos safe.
Well, if it's about keeping the silos safe, then I'm duty bound to hear you out.
They were planning on causing a big scene around the silos, and therefore, if we created a scene now, then they would think it had happened, and then they wouldn't do it, and we could do it in a safe way. I have some tricks, but you have to hide.
Honest with you, that doesn't make a huge quantity of sense to me.
I think it makes quite a lot of sense.
You are quite an imposing character, and I wouldn't want to judge, but and he thinks, roll a... This is a combination of things, really.
Yeah.
But roll a persuasion check, just a straight persuasion check.
So bad.
It's kind of amazing how that actually wasn't a lie. Like, we will think the thing has happened. Like, that's an amazing line.
Infinity is very
true.
smart.
I was convinced that this old man would be buried under a tidal load of bauxite within minutes.
Okay, I have a -1 to persuasion, but
Yeah.
I rolled an 18, so that's 17. That's almost as good as it gets.
Yes, Infinity.
You see him, and as he has, he's sort of just thinking, and he's pondering, and he reaches up and starts rubbing his mouth, and he sort of, you see him very slowly topple backwards, sort of plank backwards, and as he's going, the two of these metal rods out of his backpack, and they just catch him, and he's just sort of
That's so
sat
clever.
there stroking, and he's got a little wispy beard, and you can see that in the lines on his cheeks and on his face, and especially in the wrinkles on his forehead, there's dirt has accumulated over the long days and weeks of working here, and then he nods to himself. Yes, I don't see I have a choice. I have to, and the worst that could happen is that I'm in trouble and nothing has come of it. But
We'll
at
make
the
sure
very
you're
least,
not in trouble, because nothing will happen. Nothing
No,
bad will
you-
happen to the silos.
Well, that is my primary concern. Tell
Okay.
me what you would have us do.
Well, so I have a smoke bomb in my pocket. I tend to have them, and I'll set that off, and then I'll make a very loud noise next to the silos. Are there trees and things near the silos?
No, there are no trees.
Isn't
in
it
this
sort of
town.
empty around? Okay, but I'll make a very, very loud noise. It will be, just to be clear, it will be very loud. And as that happens, you run, and Reeves' hut that is right round the corner. So you could run to the guard and be like, "Oh no, someone's attacking the silos," and then I'll hide, and then they'll come and find, and nothing will be wrong, and then hopefully everyone will think it has happened.
Okay. Well,
That look of hopeful expectation, Emily. For podcast listeners,
Half Infinity, half Emily.
you've really missed out on what I can only describe as like a Wallace and Gromit level look. Of please.
as long as Reeve is the first to know, then I'm sure the situation will resolve itself, and they all will remain safe. Of course, I shall prepare. And he sort of shuffles off towards the side of Reeves.
I'll do it in like 1 minute. And I'll run behind.
He can't hear you.
Okay. I'll go behind the silos. And
Okay.
I am going to, as I go round the back of the silos, I'm going to cast Fog Cloud. So huge cloud of fog just engulfs the entrance to one of them, I would say. I haven't got the
You
dimension.
run around the back of one of these silos. As you're running around, you cast. So how does that work exactly?
So we've done it before, I think I did. So it's a 20-foot radius, so it's 40 foot wide. And it's like just a little pellet just pings out of my arm. And it's got a range of 120 feet, so I can do it from not where I'm standing. So I can aim it. And we never actually... Did you do anything on cloud seeding? I don't think we ever did.
No, we did talk about this, because I was saying how it could be a rapid drop in pressure, a rapid drop in temperature. Yes.
Basically, very clever cloud seeding. And so a giant, like 40-foot diameter cloud of fog appears. And then I'm going to go around the back of them, face away from the silos, as opposed to my original plan. And I'm going to cast Thunderwave, which, let me read...
That causes paralysis, I think.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Oh, stop it. You're not playing Pokemon now. So it's a 15-foot cube originating from me. So I'm aiming it away from the...
So you're trying to not hit the silos.
Exactly. And because I wasn't going to. But the main thing I'm doing it for is a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Okay. So you...
And then, just to finish off my bit of the plan, I'm going to wild shape immediately after that into a rat. And I have seen a rat now, so it's not a starry rat. My screens, so I condense down, but because I've seen it, the screens actually show the right shading.
Yay.
And it actually looks like a little rat, and I'm just going to scurry off and hide somewhere. That's my plan, if you want to stop me at any point to roll things, but
okay.
That's the...
I totally just didn't think you'd use an ability to make the loud noise. I thought that you'd just, like, shriek at the top of your lungs. Like, and presumably Infinity could scream quite loudly, because, you know, it's just like...
Thundercloud's going to be great. That sounds like the silo, like, collapsing or something. That's perfect.
So, Infinity, you... leg it around the side of this, the first of the silos. As you go, you stick out your arm, extend it, and there's a of the sound of a tiny hatch opening in your wrist, and you see this pea-sized pellet. And you actually feel, as you're running for a second, the wave of low pressure and a cold snap across your face, and then suddenly there are clouds everywhere, grey moisture condensed around this silo. As you get to the back, so you're now at the back of the silos, and the grass is much longer. There are actually creepers and vines climbing their way up the backs of these silos. You see, and you can smell. You can smell the odor of some sort of animal. You're not sure what it is, and then. You set yourself, stop, plant your feet, and then hold up your arms and in the way that we did this before, but you can change it if you want, is you become basically a speaker that vibrates at the frequency. You can see the blades of grass in front of you flattened for a second by the sound wave.
Sorry, grass.
Yeah, you see just a little tiny vole. You've done it over the top, but it's still pretty terrifying.
To the vole, this is like us escaping the light wall.
Yeah.
It's looking behind like, oh, fuck!
And then just before you condense down to your rat form, you hear... And all this shouting suddenly starts kicking off.
I think that's our signal.
I have a question. This might not be a good chat of opportunity for now, but how does the shockwave / sound interact with the cloud? What is like?
That's why I didn't think about that, but I did the cloud behind
the silos,
so in front of the silos,
and
then I went behind to do.
So the shockwave in the under pressure that follows a shockwave, because there's like a readjustment follows that you will sometimes see clouds forming.
Oh, clouds!
Cool.
So sometimes you'll see like and there's a really good example of this in Avatar, the James Cameron movie. Like when they fire the rockets at the tree, they actually show that there's like a shockwave, and you see these clouds really briefly form in the under pressure.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it means you can see the shockwave, basically.
That's pretty cool.
Right, which you do see for a second, these tiny clouds forming, and then you're down, and all around you, these tall grass spikes, all like obscuring your vision, bits of earth. You can see the occasional little piece of ore that's escaped. And you realize before we leave you that you're actually quite a long way away from where you need from Reeves' pod. As a rat, what's the movement speed of a rat?
I'm going to find out for you.
They can go quite quick. They can fit through a
Okay.
hole the
Quite
size of a
quick.
50
Rat
piece.
5e, I didn't say, it's 20 feet. So it's
20 feet. Okay, so you can move quickly, but you are moving through a pretty obstructed landscape. But as
You're
a
going to
rat,
go
as
round
a-
the edge, right? You're not going to cut
I'm going to
across,
go round
all
the edge,
way
and
around.
I want to
Okay.
just want to go to the behind the warehouse.
we'll-
I'm not worrying about Reeve because I said I'd meet them behind the warehouse. So I'm
We'll
just going
come to you. We'll come to you again later. So right now we'll leave you there. Phoom, just become a rat.
Can I briefly share a rat fact? Because I do love... Rats are really cool.
Rat
Rats
fact?
can,
Oh, yeah.
rats can swim for
Rat
3
fact.
days, just constantly.
What?
Like,
Is
they
that
are-
how they live in the toilets?
A rat can survive being flushed down the toilet. But don't do that because it's cruel. But yeah, like,
Don't flush around.
but rats, if they were to fall overboard on a ship, can literally just swim for days and days. They are amazing creatures.
Rats
Can
are
I just
awesome.
say
And
how
very
happy I am? I
Yes.
actually got to do my cool plan because I was so scared I wasn't going to be able to do it because of the
Yeah.
lovely man. I was like, oh no, lovely man, what do I do? I hope
That's
Right.
so
killed.
good. Such a good save.
So, Uriel and Tenebris. Suddenly,
Okay.
chaos. You hear shouts rising up from around the camp. Wait! What? Did you see that? Wait! Get out of here! Get out of here! And then you see 3 burly-looking individuals running their way, just striding their way across towards. But before they even reach Reeves' habitation pod, boom, boom, the door slams open, and you see the stock, but quite tall for these miners, figure of Reeve step out. And you can see again on the left side of her face that metal rod sticking right out of her jawbone where her jawbone would be, but a clean shaven, very taut face. And you can see in her eyes, she's squints suddenly in the daylight, then looks to the right and starts herring off towards the silos. And as she passes these 3 individuals, she turns to them. You, with me, you, around the back. We're going to find out what's going on here.
Did she have a guard outside of her pod?
The guard is outside of her pod still, and there's now commotion. There's people, you can see some of the drunk people who were lying around. They've sort of rolled over, a little bit the worse for wear still, but sort of shaken out of their slumber by this noise. You see, looking over at Mova, suddenly, like 5 people just stumble out of the bar, looking round, clearly the worse for wear. But suddenly, everyone's backs up. You feel it in the air. And what we'll do now is we'll go into a sort of initiative order, just for now, to see what's going to happen. So, Reeve is gone. She's running around the back. That's her turn. And next, we'll have Uriel and Tenebris. You can move as one for now.
Sure. I guess we follow the crowd, right? Like, if people are moving to see what's going on.
I'm not following the crowd. I'm going over there. Where are you going, Uriel?
Let's have you not move together then.
Well, no. What I mean by that is that the
Yeah.
silos are behind the pod. So if people are going to investigate it, they're going to go in
they're
that
behind
direction.
Reeves'
Oh,
pod. Oh,
shit.
my geography was the wrong way around. Sorry, I thought
Yeah.
they were opposite. The silos are behind Reeves' office. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. Good. Yes, in that case, great. Oh, yeah, so it is. That is what I've written down. Amazing. In that case, yes, we will move with the crowd, start going over.
Excellent. Okay, so you move over the road, trying to keep as part of this swell of people bumping into you. Feel an elbow in your back, Tenebris, as someone pushes their way past you and through you. Uriel, you're managing to keep out of the way of all these people. Your heightened senses, using your training, managing to keep you just in the right lines to avoid this. But you can feel this wave of people moving towards this pall of what looks from this distance to be smoke to you, just starting to rise over the top of Reeves' pod on the other side where the silos are. So where are you headed? You can make it across the street in in one go.
Yeah, basically, as we're passing, as we're sort of going towards, once we get within, well, just as we're passing, I just need to be within 30 feet of him.
Oh yeah, I don't have to beat the snot out of him. I forgot that we were doing this.
Yeah,
don't do that.
You're definitely within 30 feet of him.
I am going to...
This guard. Although, to be fair, the guard is not a him, it's a woman.
Sorry.
But you are within 30 feet of him.
I'm going to relatively subtly wave my hands about, disguised as I'm walking. Oh look, it's fine. I'm just manipulating your brainwaves with my hands. And I'm going to telepathically talk in their head. And I'm going to say very, sort of like seriously, as Tenebris can, there was an explosion. This pod is next. Run!
I love
so
it.
you're just saying that.
In his head, yeah.
Is this
amazing?
Is this a spell?
No.
It's aberrant mind, right?
Okay.
It's just a telepathic warning message in his head, so he doesn't know.
I think you'll find it's
from.
slime mold, Emily.
Sorry. I get D&D. I got too D&D excited. It's
me and my
science
friends. We just like to get into people's brains.
As you, one foot in front of the other through this mud, with this torn up street, with these people pushing past you, around you, the clunk of metal, the feel of flesh being pushed around you, you concentrate, and you send that message to the brain of this other person who you've never met, but you can feel that you can communicate with them. When this voice happens, the first thing you see, the guard looks over their shoulder, left, right, looks up above them, looks down at their feet, looks behind them at the door. And now is carefully scanning the crowd, just staring, looking for anything out of the ordinary.
You've just put him on alert.
Yeah. Can I not roll deception? Does he not or persuasion? Or intimidation.
Your role is to try and get him to run away. Get her to run away. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like, hey, this pod is about to explode. You're gonna die. A mysterious voice in your head is warning you. Run first, question it later, because it's gonna explode.
Trust the voice. Trust the voice.
Do you want to take that risk? Do you want to take the risk? I don't know.
You can roll a persuasion check, but with disadvantage because your voice has appeared in their head, sure, but there are also a load of other people running past them, and they maybe can't be sure whether someone said it or whether it's just appeared in their head.
That's fine. I mean, okay, I will add more. I will add like, hey, I'm trying to help you here. Run away or you go boom. But it's kind of less cool now. Because like the first one didn't work, and Tenebris is like, come on, that was a really good line. 21 on persuasion.
21.
Yeah. As
you add this extra text, you see her lips just shape the words "go boom," and then she turns around and looks at the door. She starts looking under. There's two metal steps that lead up to the door. She starts looking underneath them. She steps back away from the door, starts looking under the steps, and then around the base of the pod, and you can see that she's starting to scan, looking for anything that might look out of the ordinary. So she's now moving
really
away.
Dedicated to her job and to keeping people safe, and I was not expecting someone with this much commitment to their duty. You know, this was I was not expecting
is
this.
there still a tide of people going past at this point?
Yeah, there's still people moving around. So this has all happened within the 6-second sort of initiative order.
Right.
So there's still people moving past her and towards this smoke.
If you'd said this out loud, at least I could have helped.
So that last bit I said out loud. The last bit I said out loud when I was like, she's really committed to do her job, you know? Like, I just wasn't expecting this. I tried telling her there was going to be explosion in pods, so now she is looking for explosive device. It's not working, Uriel.
Right, but if she's looking under there and she's not watching the door...
Was she gone round the back, or is she just still at the front?
She's like by the side looking.
She is combing it now. She's combing underneath the pod, so she's moving along. Occasionally, she'll take a quick look back to check the door, but she's heard an explosion.
Yeah.
Something has told her. She doesn't know where from that there's going to be another one. She's trying to work out where it is.
Right, I'm going to go over. Just you get in the door as soon as the guard isn't looking.
Is she not about to go around the corner, or is she only going to check the front and then sneak in? Oh, no.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the DM, yeah.
She looks like she is methodically checking. She's not gotten around the corner yet, but she looks like that's what she might be doing.
Let's just wait, Uriel. Distract her after I'm in, okay? Once I'm in, then distract her.
Yeah, you go in, and then I'll try and keep her busy for as long as I can.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
Uriel, do you want to...
I'm going to go over, wait until they are, rounded the corner, and then be gonna get down and all four, next to them, and be like, "Are you looking for another device?"
And I'm gonna sneak in the front door.
Yes, you can reach her in that. So you reach this woman, and as you get close to her, you can see that she's heavily tattooed, right? So her face, the backs of her hands, even her palms have some elements of tattoos all over her. And there's thin threads of metal woven into her scalp that form part of her hair. So her hair is partly metal and partly normal hair, I suppose.
And awesome.
She's wearing this sort of dull but still glinting in places reddish jacket that also seems to have threads of what looks like maybe copper woven through the material. And as you come up to her, you bend down to talk to her. What did you say again?
Wait, are you looking for another device? That sounded like an explosive device. Are you looking under here?
She looks up to you, and you can see that she's wearing a face mask over which is printed, and this catches you, Uriel, of an Armada shock trooper. She looks up to you, and you can see in her eyes she's trying to work out whether you're a threat or whether you are actually trying to help. What do you know about it?
Well, it was obviously an explosive device, like an IED, right? I've seen these before. Right.
We've all seen these before.
Right, yeah. So, are there any more? I want to try and work out if there's any more.
Okay, roll a deception check.
That's a healthy 0. Big old goose egg.
What did you roll?
A 2.
-2.
She looks you up and down. She sees a slightly older looking gentleman, a little bit like Tom Hanks, wearing these big lifts and just sort of a jeans and a jean jacket, sort of gawkily bent down, and trying to, with what looks like a mock expression of concern, talking about IEDs. And she takes one look at you, and with a forceful shove, she pushes you away, and says, "You stay away from me! You stay away from this pod now!" Start looking in the underneath the pod itself. But I will say that during that time that you had that interaction, when we come back round to Snebris's turn, there's enough time to try and get in the door or do something like that. Because you have kept her busy for 5-10 seconds, which is a turn.
We cut to infinity now, just going past a bowl and being like, and trying to make friends with the bowl, and then just carrying on.
So you're scampering, you're headed, right, so within your turn, you're just...
See a bowl, stop, sort of wiggle my tail at the bowl, and then just keep going.
From your eye view, what you're seeing is just blades of grass, blades of grass, blades of grass, no! Blades of grass, blades of grass, blades of grass, blades of grass, blades of grass. And of course, you're smelling all of these smells because your smell is suddenly heightened being a rat. You're suddenly picking up all of these different odors, bits of petrol. You're getting the smell of the rocks themselves, the mined rocks versus the earth, the smell of delicious bits of food. All this sort of stuff is flooding into you as you through the blades of grass. And we come now back to everyone else's turn. Reeve disappears into this cloud of fog, followed by 3 of these other miners who seem to have been following her, the ones who came to alert her in the first place, and then by a wave of other miners walking towards them. And you hear Reeve shouting, "Clear this! Get this smoke cleared! I want to see what happened!" That's their turn. And now we're back to Tenebris.
Simon, did Uriel wait for Tenebris to get in the door before all that scene, or no?
Yeah.
So
sorry. My criteria was that the guard had rounded the corner. I didn't specifically wait for...
Okay.
I'm reading that scene as
Yeah.
the door, basically.
We were together, so... Okay, fine, yeah.
Well, Uriel split from you to go and do that, correct?
But it would have taken us the same amount of time. Yeah. I was just trying to eke out some extra seconds by waiting some extra seconds, but I guess it doesn't make any difference because she's still going to check it all around anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to try and go in the door stealthily. I'm going to try and casually, I'm running like I'm going to go past it, then I'm kind of veering off and disappearing in it.
Yeah, without issue. You climb up, you push down on the door, it's been left unlocked, you're inside. And you hear around you the sound of people knocking into the sides of the pod. You hear shouting. And then you see in front of you the long, thin desk that Reeve was sitting behind when you first met her. It seems almost entirely clean. There's a pad on it, like an iPad, so a simple screen. There's also one picture in a frame. And then behind the desk, there's a chair. And then behind that, there's a safe door in the wall. It's very Spartan. On the other side of the desk, it looks like there might be shelves, drawers in it, but that's it. That's what you see.
My name's Joe Jack. I should have said that. Oh, way better. Never mind. I didn't know I knew that, and I've just read my notes.
Was it the guard? Was Joe Jack?
Yeah,
Fuck,
it was.
So when they said Joe Jack, I knew I recognised it.
Yeah, you were right. You were right. Well done.
So I should have said it was Joe
yeah.
Jack because then.
Yeah, she's the guard.
Wait, it's Joe Jack. Oh no.
Anyway, yeah, am I right in thinking that Sunday said that the comms that I'm here to steal, like communication logs, were in the safe specifically, right? That is
what Sandy said.
unambiguous.
Yes.
And it was just the comms, right?
She said the comms were in there. Absolutely.
If there was something else.
She also mentioned that you would be within your rights to want to be paid for your work.
Oh yes, she did say that. Yes. Okay, great.
It's that
Okay.
dollar.
Right. So Tenebris takes the hood off so she can see clearly. He's looking around, okay. She's gonna go over to the safe, poke in the code numbers that Sunday gave.
So it doesn't work quite like that. Essentially, if you have the chip, which you
did
were
she give us
given
the
by
chip?
Infinity,
You have the chip, so
Yeah.
I gave you the chip. Me and Uriel have it included
yes.
into us.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
the chip contains the code. As you approach the door, yes, you can tap it against it, fine. But even
like
as
an
you come
Oyster card.
close, as soon as you come close, you hear, and the door very slightly opens.
Okay. It will open and look
You're
inside.
doing it, Peter.
Inside, it's a small shelf space. It's about the size of a shoebox, and with this very, very thick metal lining around it. Inside, you can see 3 things. The first, you recognize as essentially a hard drive, right? So a storage system, and that is seems to be plugged into some kind of receiver with a blinking light on it. That's the first thing you see. The second thing is you see a card. So a card which looks a lot like the cards that you've been using to transfer money with.
Yeah.
And the third thing you see is something that looks like a a large pearl. Milky white, slight cloudy surface, and the clouds move ever so slowly across the surface of this thing.
It sounds like a pondering orb.
Wanted.
I think Tenebris is just sort of gonna go, oh, and look at the pretty and like lift it up and like stare into it. Like, oh, pretty.
As you lift it up, so you pick it up.
Yeah, I'm like, just like, I want to see this. I want to see the pretty.
Sauron's gonna find you.
Sauron is totally finding me straight off.
As you lift it up, you feel a sudden sting, like a wasp sting in your palm. And then
That was going so well.
you feel
Connected now.
something enter your hand, right? Like a liquid. It feels cold. And so it's a bit like being receiving an injection.
Yeah.
And you feel it, and the coldness moves down your arm, but then ebbs away until eventually you can't feel it anymore. Then you hear, and the sting is removed, and you can see that the milkiness, the cloudiness of the orb has gone, and it's now just a dull grey around the outside.
Oh no! Oh no!
But what you feel is a sudden influx of energy.
Oh.
The same sort of energy that you use for communicating and for controlling your colony.
Can we do a backwards chat of opportunity? Is this the pearl of power that you've done in science?
Oh.
Okay.
You would
have
opportunity. Amazing.
backwards. You would have to try and identify it or take it to someone who knew about this kind of stuff.
It sounds like it though, and I'm really excited because I've been like, wow, that's the thing he's describing, and I think I know what it is.
Oh my god. Tenebris is just like, oh no, like looking at it now being a different colour, like feeling like really weird, just like puts it down really quickly. And guiltily.
Right. So in the time that it's taken you to open the safe, get in the door, and have a look and have this happen to you, that is the end of your turn. So now we move to actually you've gone before. Yeah, well we'll say now it's Uriel's turn.
I mean, this has literally taken a few seconds, so I think Uriel's definitely just going to be like, well, I'm just trying to help, like, you know, and like try and put myself between, like, in the direction that they would have gone.
Yeah.
But like, well, wait, I'm just, you know, yeah, we haven't had a job here for ages because of the mine. Like, I just want to do something to help.
Oh, that's really nice.
I love it.
That's a good line. I like it.
Okay. You put yourself in front of this woman, right? You can see that she is laser focused on this task, right? When
I
she
just
bumps
want
up
to
against
say,
you
I
again-
think she's really cool, and I know
She's so
we're probably
committed.
gonna fight
She's
like her.
risking her life to save company property.
The metal
She's
in
so...
the hair,
Oh,
the copper
on it.
and the coat. Oh, sounds awesome.
She looks up at you, confronted again by this person who was suspicious the first time and now is trying to interfere again. She reflexively looks back over her shoulder at the door and sees that it is ajar. Unless, Tenebris, you think you would have closed it. So this is on you.
Sure.
Well, I can't. I'm gonna have to roll for it now because I can't say. I can't say now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I can't do it. I can't judge that in
Do
an
a-
unbiased way. But she can't glance. She'd have to come walk back round the corner and look, right?
It's like a shipping
clear.
container, isn't it?
She's never made it round the corner. Let me be clear. She's-
we waited
They
for
waited
her to go round
yeah.
the corner was the trigger for our actions.
Right.
Yes,
Sorry. Okay. Fine.
We wanted
Then-
to wait.
We were being clever, Ali, please.
We were trying to be clever.
Then
Yeah.
she looks up at you, and then she turns as if to go back to check the door. In that moment, do you want to do anything?
Do it, Uriel. Do it.
Now, presumably, there's like a maelstrom of people still going past.
Yeah, absolutely. And the
Maybe don't do
cloud
it.
of fog has started to even, like, it's reaching you now.
It only goes out 40 feet, so I don't know if that helps anything.
That is
When it's
enough to
40
reach
feet, then
the
it stops. Okay.
That's enough to reach the side. So it's playing along the edge of Reeves' pod. So it's quite close to you, at your back.
So are you saying that like we're starting to get enveloped in this line of sight blocking fog?
Were you to be a few feet more, you would be in the fog, both of you.
Right. Okay. Do. I mean, thus far, more punch has been more good. In Uriel's experience,
Well, at least he's not going to set her on fire.
there's still time.
There's always time.
Actually, okay, no. The sense. Yeah, I feel like what they actually do would be, as they turn away, basically shove them, and then turn heel into the cloud.
Yeah.
That's
So
not bad.
yeah, I
that's
like
pretty
it.
good. That's pretty good.
You're trying to push them over and then run back into the running
so
into the
Very
cloud.
smart though. They're too. Oh, they're not going to fight.
Okay.
She's too
So-
smart.
Roll a
She's.
roll an athletics check with advantage. So it'll be a contested strength, whatever. But you can have advantage on your roll because you waited till she's
And
turned.
athletics, did you say?
No, well, we're going to call it contested strength, not athletics.
Okay.
And you get advantage. Oop. Oh no, it's on the
I rolled a 2 both times. What is up with this dice today?
Put it away. That dice is dead to you now.
I'm gonna get a
Find
different
another
dice
one.
set.
Absolutely.
That's a
These hold
14
callers.
from her. You
Simon doesn't know he's not listening because he's gone to get me more dice.
That's a 14 from her. You reach forward to push her with all of your might, but it's still muddy, and you slip, and you don't get purchased. And all you end up doing is basically slipping in the mud and actually grabbing onto her coat as you slowly slide down and fall down onto one knee. And she looks behind at her. She looks behind her at you, and she just smacks you in the face. So she rolls.
Sure. Yep.
He's prone,
A-
and it's melee, so I believe you have advantage.
He's not
Shut up,
quite.
Bates.
Not quite good.
I'm trying to keep him on side.
But that's a 17 to hit.
Or just hits, yeah.
And since this is an unarmed strike, that will be. Hold up.
Barely anything.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
only
she
a 2.
trained.
For 2 points of damage.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you take
Shake it
2
off.
points of damage, and then she's going to turn and run round back the other side of the pod. So now she is on the other side. What does she see?
Door is closed. I rolled a 4 and a d6.
Okay, so she sees the door is closed.
But you know,
Right.
She's
So
not.
Uriel,
still.
you
knows.
are
She knows
Yeah.
it's a lot.
kneeling on the floor. She's disappeared around the other side. You don't know what she's seen or hasn't seen, and that's where we'll leave you and get to Infinity. So Infinity, you're now. Are you running back through the cloud, or are you running around the other side of the
Oh.
pod?
Going. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the warehouse as far away from everyone as I possibly can. Whatever is the most out of the way. I've got an hour of wild shape, so she will take like time going out and coming back in if
Yeah, you can certainly go around a way where the people aren't.
Yeah, I just want to be around.
And-
Just-
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you,
Scrabble.
with your extra 20 feet of movement, you can make it to basically halfway across the street now. So you can see from the ground, looking up, you see all these feet.
Oh, but I don't want to be near people. I want to like get away from everyone. I want to get round the back by going on the outside if that's possible. Or do I need to cross the street at some
You have
point?
to cross the street.
Right, fine. Yeah, in which case, yeah, I'll do it while everyone's running.
There's not a huge amount of people left running past you, so you do see people. There's a couple of boots next to you.
Don't step on the rat. Oh.
And you can see in front of the Reeves pod, you can see that the guard is stood about 10 feet away from the door. And you can and that's all you can see, and the chop shop is another movement for you, so you could move again if you wanted to. You could dash and reach it.
Right. I'm going to trust my friends, and I am going to dash to the chop shop across the road.
Okay. All right. You make it to the door.
She would.
So unwise.
You sneak round the edge of this corrugated sort of metal siding of the door, and you just peek out in your little whiskers.
I'm just gonna watch.
Just feeling the metal of the door and the breeze in the air, and you watch this all unfold.
She's really enjoying being a rat. Just to be,
Aww.
everyone knows she's
Even
really
in all the
into
mud.
it. And she feels really like constricted a little bit because it is infinity, like shrunk down, right?
Yeah.
But she's really like, I feel like a chunky little rat, and it's like a chubby little cute rat. Anyway, that's where she's at.
That's nice.
So-
I'm glad
She's
you're
also
having a
like,
good time.
I did a good thing. I did the thing
You
I
were
was meant
so
to do, and I
good.
didn't hurt anyone.
I'm so sorry
Well
about
done,
the rest of this
Infinity.
plan. Because
I'll watch the
one
other
was
two
great.
succeed perfectly
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Your faith is
Now.
lovely.
You hear the sound, so this is all of you, and Tenebris, you hear it the loudest, reverberating through the metal box that you're now in, of fans. And you see, Uriel, you see that the cloud of fog is being blown away and
Cunning,
revealing...
Can I just check that the wind is of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour?
Giant fan!
I'm just checking. 10 miles per hour it has to be going at minimum.
What you,
How fast a fan is.
Yeah, I do.
You-
I feel like
Quite
easily.
fast.
Yeah. But I'm
you
just.
don't see this, but...
But it's important
Uriel,
for the spell. So.
Uriel, you see this.
Technology.
What's happened is one of these miners, someone who's got a very, very broad back, and it seems to be have a sort of cage, like a metal cage built into their body and metal ribs attached to it, has knelt down on all fours with their back angled slightly upwards, and there's a massive fan on the back of their body, just
Back fan.
Love it. Love
I was
it.
thinking they'd be going up to people going, oh, hey, it's great to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Loved you and the mummy.
and that's
lot.
what's clearing
So
this
many
fog out.
options.
And you see for a second that Reeve is looking around confused, still angry, but confused. She sees nothing
Oops.
changed with the silos.
Oops.
Okay.
Oops.
Tenebris, roll a perception check.
Oops.
Never get out.
I'm fat. I shouldn't have touched the thing. This is a mistake. Yeah. Oh. 18.
You hear through the wall, what the bloody hell is going on here? And now it's your turn.
Okay. Tenebris, I think, is like got this sudden like pain in her head from all this like whoosh of like whatever that was. Didn't like it. But she's like just trying to move as fast as possible now. So she's gonna grab the hard drive. Can I grab the hard? I don't need the receiver. Can I unplug it? Or is it all connected? Can I?
It's connected.
Holdable though. It's not like huge and unwieldy now.
No,
There's
no.
a receiver on it. Okay, great. I'll grab
Everything,
the whole thing
all
up.
of this stuff could be just grabbed and swept into your pocket, really.
Great. I'm gonna grab the hard drive combo, stick it in a pocket, slam the safe shut again. Come
Are you
back.
taking the money?
No,
Well, no, there's the card that was in the.
I am not.
She's not taking it.
I'm not taking it.
So you've left.
I said before that I wouldn't take it. She was tempted, but she doesn't have time for a moral dilemma right now, so she's leaving it.
And you left the orb as well.
Yeah, maybe it'll refill and we won't notice. It'll
Stop
change
leaving the
colour.
magic items Ali's giving us.
Hi, sorry.
Okay, great. So
okay?
you you grab the hard drive, slam the safe door, and then
So this front door of this, oh no, I'm gonna run back to the front door of the pod.
well, I will say as well, because you've basically looked inside the thing already, that grabbing the hard drive is a bonus action, so you still have an action and your movement left to go.
Nice DM.
All of
I might roll for it. Or should I just come out? Should I just, because she doesn't know that the guard's there, and actually if the guard's there, this is very bad, so she might just hope that she's not. And burst out. I'm just gonna come out. I'm just gonna like leg it and burst back out of the pod. I'm gonna try and put my hood on. It's so disguisey. Oh, hood while I'm running. Oh no, I can't see. Ah!
My expectations were low for how well this would go.
Reach round the side of the desk.
Heist. Yeah.
Hammer your hand down on the door and force it open. Bang! It slams against the side of the pod. You see for a second, just as you're running out, the face of the guard. The face of the guard about 10, 15 feet away from you. But you only catch just a glimpse of it for a second as you are legging it towards. Where are you going?
Across.
The original plan was behind the way.
Did I notice whether the guard was armed or not?
You did not. No, you would have noticed.
We were watching for a while, yeah.
You would have known. They are carrying.
Sniper rifle.
They're carrying what looks like a truncheon. So a baton.
Okay, good. Not going to shoot me. In that case, I'm going to run across open ground and risk, and I'm just trying to get. I'm going to angle because the chop is directly opposite, so I'm going to. Try and angle in a direction that makes it look like I'm not going specifically there, but I need to get to the cover of the pods on the other side, basically, because I'm a bit screwed.
Okay, so you are just screaming your way across the road. At this point, the guard, Jill Jack, so we'll put her in the order behind you.
Okay.
She sees you come out.
Yeah.
She's running after you immediately. Hey, stop! And this figure is running up behind you.
No!
Can't quite reach you without dashing. So she has to dash until she's right behind you. She's on your collar. You can feel her almost like about to enclose you. So, Uriel.
Right, okay. So I'm currently on my ass in the mud. And
You aren't prone though, because otherwise she would have had advantage on the hit
Technically
too,
not
so you're
prone.
technically not prone. So
I'm
you're
just on
fine.
my bum.
Well, that's great then.
And the entire town is like behind me, right? Apart from 10 and the guard.
You can, yes. Well, for the most part, anyone who is conscious and slightly sober has made their way towards whatever's this kerfuffle.
Right.
You can see, and behind you, now that the fog is starting to clear, there's just a big gaggle of people with Reeve in the middle, and a gradual sort of roar beginning to rise up from these people as they are just starting to shout and scream about what's happening, like what is going on. It's sort of building, and you're just on the edge of that.
Oh boy. No, Uriel's objective here is definitely going to be to get back to the guard. Like, of course, creating a revolution is definitely not in the wheel set for today.
Come on, monkey.
To get back to which guard? What?
To get back to John Joe? What was
Joe
that?
Jack.
Joe Jack.
You're slow though, aren't you? You can only do 25 foot.
He's a monk.
He's got an extra 5 feet, so he can now do
He can
30
do
feet.
He can do 60 without using his action if he wants
Yeah,
to.
if you
Yeah.
wish to use Step of the Wind, you can
God.
do 60.
Oh.
Yeah.
You could reach
useful.
her
That is so useful.
without using your action.
That's so useful.
Okay. I'm just trying to work out if. Okay, no. Player knowledge versus character knowledge. Character knowledge would definitely be to run full pelt and no. Well, actually, can Uriel see that the guard is chasing Tenebris? Or what can he see the guard is doing?
You're around the corner, so.
So you're round the corner. Currently, you can't see what's happening, but you've seen that the guard has taken off round the corner.
Yeah.
After having punched you in the face. As soon as you round that corner, you would be able to see that Tenebris is being chased by this guard. If you were to round.
Then I would follow up and tackle the guard from behind.
Right. Okay. So head down. You feel the mighty power of your cyborg legs. You remember just for a second what it was like to have incredibly toned and taut buttocks, and you channel that. And
It did happen.
you race. And am I thinking you're using Step of the Wind here?
Yes, so that's a key point.
How does that manifest itself?
So basically, it's increasing the power made available to the implants in various key muscle locations. So for Step of the Wind, it would be in servos in the legs. So there's an
It says
internal.
more metal. I didn't realise that Uriel had so much metal going.
But it's
on.
not
I
full.
didn't
It's not full
either.
replacements, but it's strengthening
but it's
these things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
So there's like an internal battery source that has been now half drained, supplying the power to power those and give an extra boost of speed. So it's basically the same as normal, but just the legs have become stronger, so you can take longer strides.
And how does that make you feel? Just for a second.
It's a strange feeling because it's being so aware of biological limitations. It feels like you're transcending it for just a couple of seconds, but also being a little bit out of control because it's not what he's used to.
I love the idea that your legs are moving slightly too fast for you. Oh, God!
It's like in a cartoon where the legs go and then the body.
Yeah.
after.
When you if it's flurry of blows, that's just like I'm gonna put the battery into like the arm servos, and it's like bang 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 bang, like a jackhammer.
For the first time, you feel yourself shifting up into a gear you didn't even realize you had, and you belt your way across the mud and the dirt and through the people that are still trailing towards this commotion, and you see this guard. You see the back of her. You're still moving incredibly fast. What do you do when you reach her?
Tackle, flying tackle into them.
What are you
for
attempting?
grappling.
What are you attempting to do mechanically?
Well, I mean, so the objective, as far as Yura is concerned, is to stop the guard chasing after Tenebris and like kind of pin them in place. So, I guess
That's
grapple.
grapple.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
pinning them all.
So
Big
you
hunk.
coming up behind her, roll a contested strength roll.
I believe it's
because it's
athletics for grapple.
Because
Okay.
it's a surprise from behind, is there advantage?
Well, not anymore because you did that once.
Oh, okay.
She's hit you in the face. She knows that something's up, something's coming. Yeah, so no
So,
surprise. But okay.
athletics, did you say?
Yeah,
15.
that is a 7.
Finally!
You hurl yourself at this woman. Your arms close around her. You feel the metal pins lock in place, and you hit the ground, and you both roll just a couple of feet in the mud and land both half in this puddle. The mud just smeared all over you. And she's squirming and wriggling and shouting, spits in your face, or trying to spit in your face through the mask. And you can see there's cold, hard
Spat in her own
rage
face.
in her eyes.
Tenebris?
And
It'll help!
but she is caught there. Yeah, so now it's Infinity.
Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't realize we were in proper initiative. So I see all this happening from my little rat place.
Yeah, and this is so they've rolled to a stop basically next to the just about 5 feet away from the door of the warehouse, the chop shop.
I'm gonna scurry over as a rat. I can't really do much, and I don't really not want to be a rat anymore. I'm going to. I've just looked at what I can do as a rat, and it's nothing. I can roll 1d1. Am I gonna do anything? No, I'm gonna just stay there and watch for a turn.
Are you where we are now?
Cleaning
Come
your
over,
nose.
right?
I'm hiding behind the
Oh, okay.
warehouse. Well, like
Hiding,
on the
okay.
side of the warehouse. I'm not doing anything.
Are we still in like open view, or did we make it across to the other side?
That's what I want because they're in the middle of the road, right?
You are on the other side of the road, but you're
Okay,
still
good,
in open
good.
view. You haven't
Okay,
hidden
we haven't
behind
gone around
the
the back
warehouse
yet, though.
yet.
Yeah, but we've made it.
If that's what you're
okay.
aiming to do.
Yeah.
I can't really do much, so I'm going to stay as a rat.
Now it's everyone else's turn. You hear for a second a pause in the hubbub, like a moment of calm, and then you hear a voice from the other side of Reeves' office. We are gonna find out what's going on now, lads! And then you see, through this sort of sea of people, Reeve forcing her way through and it parting before her like a sea, and she's marching back towards her office. But you don't know if she's seen you yet. It's not clear. It's just... Okay. Yeah.
Evil.
And
bad.
Tenebris, it's your go. So what's happened is you've been running. You had just heard behind you.
I turn around. I see them both rolling in the mud. Uriel saying a little help. I'm like, oh no. Okay, it's bad. I'm gonna run over to them. Make the internationally recognized sign for like, and
That takes an action and a bonus action.
Okay. Oh god, like, ow, my head. And also, she is going to kneel down and put her hands on either side of Joe Jack's head. And she's gonna
Do it, slime girl.
telepathically say, okay, I'm sorry, this is probably fine, okay? Nothing will hurt. It won't hurt. No pain. And I'm gonna try, we haven't hit her with anything yet, it's probably a really bad idea, to cast sleep.
Oh.
High risk!
Right, we've had so many failures now. We're bound to have a success. That's how statistics work.
No, this
Explain how sleep works.
You mean mechanically or
Yeah.
scientifically? Okay. I'm gonna roll 5d8 and hope that I meet or beat the number of hit points that she has, and hope that she has fewer hit points than Uriel.
Statistic. Oh.
Just realised
Wait, this is
that's
going
the
to
other
affect
thing.
me?
Oh
Forgot about
god.
Oh my god.
Forgot about that. Look,
No.
Tenebris has never cast
You
this
can't
before, just
detect. You can't direct it at anyone.
No.
What is?
It's
what
just
is
in a
the
range.
Yep.
So what is the wording?
This spell sends creatures into a magical slumber. Roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell
Uriel's
can
been
affect.
hit.
Was he? Oh, she punched
Hang
him in
on.
the face. Shit.
I lost a few.
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range, her brain, are affected in ascending order of their current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures.
Am I in that?
Oh my
range?
god.
Because I have
You have
very
one
few
point.
hit points.
You're
No,
a
I've got
rat.
more. I've got more than one.
Is Infinity within
No, that's
20
a lie. I
feet of
have one.
us?
I have one.
No, Infinity.
With the creature that has the lowest hit points, they fall asleep until you run out of hit
Oh,
points.
but you keep going, so it wouldn't matter. I just lose. You lose one of the hit points.
Okay,
if I
so
was in
you are
range.
within about. What's the range?
Creatures within a 20 foot of a point you choose, and I could probably try and wangle it. Oh, it's here, it's not there, but like they
Well,
Wouldn't know
yeah,
I'm there
okay.
either.
and I on her brain. She includes me.
Okay.
Shit. No, it's.
I can't. I don't think it includes yourself. I don't think.
This
I
could
think-
go so badly.
Right. Okay.
There's no way it
you
does that.
roll your 5d8.
Can affect you.
I could get it to ignore me, but
Yeah.
I just
Roll
wanted
your
to
5d8.
I only went over
Just
there
do it.
for
Tenebris,
flavour.
roll
Yeah,
your
yeah,
5d8.
yeah. Trying to work out how to do that.
Come on, present chat, please.
Cast. Okay, right now. Turning to Google. Roll 5. Google.
Yeah, you are a target if you're in the range.
33.
That's a
33.
lot. Good.
Let me just check
30.
I've done that right. Yes, 33.
33.
Yeah.
Okay. So, right, let's count this out. How many hit points do you have, Infinity? Do we get to make a save?
1.
Is there any save?
No, not with sleep.
No, I don't
you
think
just
so.
go-
No, 20 feet of a point I choose. Yeah.
And how long does it last?
A minute.
What
Okay.
happens as a?
It's not
Druid.
concentration either, so it doesn't matter if I'm asleep.
Well, I'm in wild shape, right? So my
But you
wild shape has
retain-
1 hit point, but I technically still have another 20 underneath that. So I don't know how you want to rule it, Ali, because my wild shape will run out before the sleep spell runs out.
Well, we'll say that because you are druids retain their the mental part of themselves. It's only the physical that's changed, and this is a spell that affects the mental. Then we'll use the hit points that you would have in your.
So I would be 20, yeah.
Right. Okay. So, how many hit points do you have, Tenebris? We're going to say that you
14.
can't be targeted.
Oh, thanks.
We'll just say that you can't be because that would be just ridiculous.
That is.
Well, it's a 20-foot radius, right? So you would just throw the sleep bomb.
But for flavour, I wanted to put my hands on her head, which kind of messes up the range thing, but I wanted to do it.
Flavour.
Yeah.
We'll
Uriel, how many hit points do you currently have?
I currently have 16 hit points.
16 hit
that's not many.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You're just going to put Uriel to sleep.
And
there's still 17 or 18 left after that, right? What's that? 3 take 16. That'll be fine.
You place your hands on this woman's head. She is snarling, and in fact, as you put your hands on top of it, she tries to shake you off, and you release the power of the colony that has now covered this whole scene. It's shifted 20 feet around you, and you can feel this whole area, and you use their power to change the rhythms of the brains around you to sleep, a deep delta sleep. And the first thing that happens is this woman just goes completely limp.
Okay.
The next thing that happens, Uriel just flops on top of her. And then you feel the power recede. What you do also realize is that for some reason, you don't appear to have lost any of the power that you normally feel. That strange hype energy you had, that's gone. But you've not expended any of the power you normally would expect, so you've not lost any star slots from that.
Oh. Why did you take the pearl?
That would be wrong.
So, here we are. You've still got your movement left, and your bonus action if you need it.
Get Uriel.
I'm going to very gently just shake Uriel so that I don't disturb her while she's snoozing. You're just going to, Uriel, wake up. Uriel,
We'll say that as a bonus action. You sort of prod him. He is deep asleep. I'll say you need. I mean, I think you need a little bit. You need a full action of like slapping him to try and wake him up. So he's still asleep. Which brings us now to Uriel.
He's asleep. He's doing great acting, everyone on the podcast who can't see Simon right now. Simon is also really tired, so we don't know if he has just given up though and had a little
fully
nap.
Sideways in his chair and wearing a Christmas jumper. Uriel, blackness encloses you, and it's a moment of calm. And now, Infinity. You peek your little rat face around. You see these two figures just flop, and Tenebris standing over them, looking
like shaking her head a little bit, like.
And you also see this other group of people coming around the back of towards the road.
How far away from me are they?
How far away from you are they? They are. They're about 40 feet.
Fuck.
40 to 50 feet.
Okay, well, I can't do that then, can I? There's nothing I can do, really. Would you let me bite, but not really bite, as a bonus action?
Oh, as in to try and wait.
I'd like to like use my action to dash to get to them, and then like nip Uriel's leg and to try and wake him.
Wait, the people across the road are 40 to 50 feet away.
Oh no, Tenebris and.
Yeah, they're much closer to you. They're like 10 feet away. So you could definitely do that.
So scurry over and then action. I'm going to go on Uriel's ankle.
Roll an attack.
I have
with advantage because he's prone.
Thank God, because as a rat, you have because I'm just a rat, not like a giant rat or anything cool. Bite plus 0 to hit, and then you do 1 piercing damage.
Yeah.
Rolled a natural 18, so 18 to hit, which I do believe hits Uriel.
That I believe that.
Thank you, thumbs up, Simon.
You hit, and how much damage did you do?
One hit point, but that's enough to wake anyone up from sleep. If you do damage, it wakes.
Uriel, you wake up. There's a rat bitten into your ankle.
Then I'm just gonna, whatever movement I have left, scurry back.
Okay, you can make it back all the way back to where you were.
Right.
Uriel, you come to. Oh, still a bit woozy. Realize that you're sitting on something soft. Look down. The sleeping body of the person you were grappling.
Careful.
And now...
Careful, Uriel, don't wake her up!
Before we have a chance to do anything else, the group of people comes closer and out onto the street where there's a T-junction. Reeve stood tall, impressive, seething with anger, backed by all of these other miners. She looks left, she looks right, and let's just see which way she goes. She starts walking towards you. It's still unclear if she's seen you or not. But she is
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
now walking. She's basically she and this crowd of people behind her are now level with the front of the warehouse, and so that's where they are. So Tenebris.
Okay, I'm gonna. So wait, is Infinity still a rat?
Let's. So, what you have in front of you, filling the road, is this rabble, led by Reeve, who is striding forwards. You, in disguise, are stood next to the sleeping body of the guard, and the Uriel, also in disguise, sat on that body.
I'm gonna say we have to get to the shuttle now and hide inside. There's nowhere else to hide. Okay?
We know where the safe place is. I mean, sorry. We know where the safe place is.
At which point I'm gonna start trying to stealth in the most optimal way. Well, like basically, if they can't see me, I'm gonna run. If they can see me, I'm gonna stealth and basically heading towards the shuttle.
I just made myself really tired then. Sorry.
Okay, maybe I'll help Uriel up first. Uriel,
Oh, that wasn't Uriel, that was Simon.
Okay, so just take stock. You are both disguised in your disguises.
so disguised. My gosh.
This rabble of people are moving towards you.
Yeah.
You could choose to either try and move around the back of the warehouse and around the back of these other buildings.
Yeah.
Or you could try and bluff your way straight past this group of people.
No, it's already, they, like, even though we're disguised, we're still strangers. So,
Okay.
I
So
think
you
we've got to
take
get out of
off.
here. They're going to be so suspicious of everyone. Yeah. I'm going to try going around the back. And
Right, you
hoping
take
that
off
the
running. You're going
spaceship
with
guards,
her?
shuttle guards have been distracted too.
Yes, sorry,
take off.
Uriel is absolutely going. Right, he's following. He's only just woken up. Have you ever been in that situation where someone's woken you up and they're just like, just do what I say quickly?
Come on, we're going now.
Pedal to the metal. You dash as fast as you can. Uriel, hot on your heels.
Infinity
hear
is going
behind
to
you-
scrabble after them as quickly as she can.
And you don't hear anything. Infinity, you see through the blades of grass the feet of your friends moving further away from you.
The one thing I have as a rat is keen smell, so advantage on perception checks that rely on smell. So can we say I recognise their scent and I'm like, oh, I know where they are.
Absolutely. As you're moving away, you hear behind you, "Yo, Jack, what the bloody hell are you playing at?"
Joe
Nice.
Jack.
Sleep on the job, classic Joe Jack.
Bloody
So
Joe
well.
Jack.
Oh, it's terrible.
You've
Someone
now
got
ended up
fired for that
behind.
blunder.
You've now ended up behind the chop shop. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to take a break, and we can choose, guys. So this is...
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. What happened? Oh, God.
It's 9 o'clock. So, I just offer it up. I think this is going to be the last... This is going to be the last one we do before the break.
while, actually, yeah.
Right.
We could take a break and come back and see if we can go to the end. I'm really happy to do that.
We can talk
or
about that in the break, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll have a little chat quickly.
Okay,
Off stream.
but all right, let's take a quick break and we'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes.
Right, we'll be back in just a sec, people. Don't go anywhere because we might not be either in the campaign.
We're back.
So, you three have scarpered. Behind you and is the group of miners headed by Reeve, from whom you've just stolen a hard drive of information and messed around with her personal effects as well. And leaving on the floor the unconscious body of Reeve's guard, you've all just rounded the back of the warehouse. And here we will drop out of initiative order. So, what are you guys doing? You hear the rabble. You hear the sound of the guard waking up, protestations. All this is going on behind you.
DM question. Will you let me, without using another use of my wild shape, scrabble up like onto either Tenebris or Uriel's shoulder and just kind of flash my screens all to stars and then back to Rat? Or do I have to use my wild shape to do that? Just to be like, look at
so
me.
cool.
But I want to stay around.
Okay, you can do that, but we'll leave it up to them to
Sure.
understand what you mean by that.
That's fine. Just as I just want them to notice that maybe this is Infinity, not a rat climbing on their shoulder.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll say she goes to grabs onto his belt and clambers up the belt. And then she accidentally slips and the belt falls off. And no, the belt stays on.
The belt does stay on. Sure. Right, okay.
I'm in luck treat.
I was going to ask about the disguise kits, but actually, it doesn't matter what we look like. Anybody who was not present in the Gaston-style mob is going to be suspicious.
Yeah, my thinking is that disguise kits are relevant because it's a small enough place that they kind of know who's who, and we're not with them. And
we all disguise ourselves to look like Reeve.
But
I'm a rat. Wait, are you actually?
What are you doing, guys?
No,
I'm
because
a
it
rat.
doesn't change the clothes. Like, it would be very...
No, we
are running. Does Uriel look freaked out by the rat? Because I think Tenebris probably figured out that the rat that became a bit...
Stars.
Oh, this one's Infinity. We see rats all the time on the station. Quite like rats.
Okay, let's go. We have Infinity Good. Let's go.
You three run.
Yeah.
So you're
Just to be clear, Infinity rides on the back of Uriel.
You two run. Infinity. Are you on the back? Or I sort of imagine.
Oh, like on a shoulder, like on a shoulder, just
like
like
a parrot.
dug in. Yeah, like a parrot.
You two take off. You're running as fast as you can over the wet ground and the sodden. Sometimes your foot slips, you hit a puddle, you just lose your balance, but you keep moving as quickly as possible. You hear behind you the sounds of the rabble moving. You hear sharp barked orders, just receding behind you. You can see in front of you the first rays of sun beginning to
not again.
here beneath the layer of cloud. So the sun is starting to set. And it's just a slight underlight, a slight pinky underlight of the cloud layer above you.
Good.
As you race towards the other side of the camp. As you run, you are running parallel with the road. So there are colony pods placed alongside the roads, but there are gaps between them. And as you run past them, you see flashes of groups of people. You see nothing as structured as the mob, but you do see people moving in different directions. So you're running.
Stealthily.
Right. So what does that mean?
But I feel like
It
we are
means-
trying to get to the ship as fast as possible, but we're not just running down the center of the
Yeah,
road.
it
Like,
means
Yeah.
if no one can see us, like if when we're behind the pod, run and then stop, move more slowly,
Yeah.
casually, run again.
I will,
Ducking, diving, weaving.
as Infinity, she will just like keep like looking and trying to like
you can tell us
spot
when it's
people and
clear.
like
Oh, that's amazing.
if I see something bad, I'll like dig my claws very, very hard into Uriel.
It's just it's
Ratatouille.
It's a
It's
close-up of
Ratatouille. It's
Uriel's,
Ratatouille.
the back of
Yes.
Uriel's head with the barcode just shining,
Let's do that.
glistening with sweat,
Yeah.
and just this little rat on top of it, just bouncing up
And
and
being
down
like,
with its claws. So
that's cat.
Yeah.
both Uriel and Tenebris roll stealth checks, and Infinity roll a perception check.
Stealth coming up. Watch this. Fuck, I got a 6. Oh, God's sake, what is
I got-
wrong with these dice?
I got a 23.
Oh, it can't all be you, Emily.
No.
That was
got a
perception,
7.
not stealth.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You guys are slipping and sliding all over the place. Occasionally, you lose your balance and bung into the side of one of these metal pods, but you're moving as that some people are looking over from the main road through the gaps, but you're not sure if they've seen you or not. Infinity, you see as over Uriel's shoulder, you see a head poke itself and scan and catch sight of the two figures and then disappear.
Oh, fuck. I'm a rat. Shit. Like, scrabble on his head. And then, like, with my nose, like, point towards, like, come around the front of him, like, point over there.
Wait, around the front of me, like
This is just
on
a
my
rat
forehead.
wait.
I want to, like, if
Turn
I'm on
around.
your shoulder,
Yeah.
I scrabble on your ear to get your attention.
Yeah.
And then I go, like, and I, like, point with my nose.
Could you, why would you point with your nose if you're not? If you, I can't
I'm a rat.
see you.
Because I'm on your shoulder. You can look to your shoulder, can't you? Are you not capable of doing this?
And then you just see a rat looking in a direction.
Why would you
Yeah.
not just tug on the irrelevant ear like I'm a Mumakill?
I was thinking that.
Because
you wanted
you-
to go in a direction.
Because
Uriel,
you're pointing directly
you-
to where
You
it's
feel-
not left or right. It's like up at a window.
Uriel, you feel the claws in your shoulder, and you see, you look over, and you see the rat Infinity. Just
Hang on, I'm
Just-
going to make an
No,
intelligence.
but I just want to be clear. It's you scrabble
it
and then very
mean?
clearly go like. Vroom.
I'm going to make an intelligence saving throw.
that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It uses
No, I would be
like
confused.
very
as
solid,
Simon.
I
then
would be
looking in a
confused.
direction.
I'd be like,
Very
yes, that is where we're going,
like
rat.
scrabble. Look. Oh, hi. Look over there.
Right,
Go
I'm
there,
gonna
don't
say,
go there.
I'm
What are
going to
you
say
saying?
that's like a DC 10. This is like a full coin flip
Okay,
about
okay,
whether I
okay.
understand this or not.
All right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, I got a fuck these dice! I got a 3.
Fine. You're all gonna die then because you don't understand rats.
You see Rat Infinity sat on your shoulder, making
dice.
kind of head movement. He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone to change his dice again. This, I would argue, is Simon's fault and not Uriel's dice.
I don't have any more dice sets to hand.
Good.
In the kerfuffle and the movement and the motion, you're not 100% sure. Maybe is it some kind of sign? Is it a code? And then, bung! You just face plant into the side of one of these pods.
Brilliant.
Oh, and it knocks
Amazing.
Look what
No,
you did. I got a
think about it.
23,
Just-
Simon.
Gotta keep moving, and you guys keep running. So you're now parallel with the road. You're getting very close. You can see rising up above the pods the walls of this shuttle. It's a kind of flattened teardrop shape, and the sides are dark gunmetal grey and slightly matte coloured. As you approach it, you then you're maybe.
Infinity would like to keep an eye on where she pointed to with her nose, even though everyone else ignored her.
You're maybe 30 feet away. You're 30 feet away from the pod, and you hear behind you, "That's them!"
No. Oh.
And you glance over your shoulder to see this gang. but they are quite a way away from you still. So they are a long way away.
Right, now, this is again player to player. As I recall last time, we were told that there will be a red R on the ship, and there was a squirrel
Inside
space.
Inside the ship somewhere.
Inside
Yeah.
the ship, there is a hiding place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, just a
But
rule.
we need to get
Yes,
to the ship.
inside the shuttle. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll switch back
Rip
into
us to pieces.
initiative.
Can we roll initiative? Or
Sure.
are we just going to go in a random
I'm going
order?
to get Google to roll it for me.
Because
Okay.
Simon's
Everybody
giving
roll
up on dice.
initiative.
Oh, fuck. I did bad too.
Shouldn't have trusted Google. Google's not your friend, Simon.
Okay, Euro, what did you get?
I got a... Oh, wait, I get +3 to initiative. So it's not that bad, it's 9.
You better than me.
What did you get, Infinity?
Got an 8.
Okay.
I'm
And
doing amazingly. I got an 11.
Woo!
Yeah.
My
So
God,
on it.
Tenebris, calm down.
So, Tenebris, you, seeing this happen behind you, hearing the shout, are the first to respond. You're 30 feet away from where you imagine the entrance to the shuttle is, but you can't see it. It's hidden behind a pod at the moment.
Right.
I'm going to keep running because I don't have sort of that would be useful in this situation.
Where are you headed?
I can't see whether anyone's in front of the shuttle, can I?
As soon as you round the corner
Yeah,
of
yeah.
one of these colony pods that's blocking you, then yes, you'll
Yeah.
get a look. Is that where you're going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. You slalom your way through the mud and slam into the side of one of these pods and look around the edge. What you see, 2 guards standing, one on either side of this big old gangway, which leads up inside the pod. You remember from when you arrived that this is where the trucks drive in and out. And you can see it's... you can see inside, even though the shadows are lengthening and it's very, very dark, lots and lots of bits of strange equipment in there which weren't in there beforehand. The 2 guards don't... they don't see you because of the commotion going on the main street, and they're looking around there. They're not 100% sure what's going on. They haven't seen you just peek out of the side. You see a wiry man, lined face, bald on top, not on the sides of his head, wearing a green Shuogur company uniform, and holding another one of these thick batons that you saw Joe Jack holding. On the other side, you see a heavily built person, tall. They have long, lanky hair falling down over their face, and they're wearing old combat fatigues. And you can see, even just at this momentary glance, their lower canines are protruding out of their bottom lip over their top lip. And they are hugely, hugely built. And they're standing dead still, staring ahead of them. That's what you see. We'll call that a bonus. Well, we won't even call that a bonus action. It's just what you see. So you've got a little bit of movement left, enough to reach the front of the shuttle, and your bonus action.
We're so doomed, just out of character.
Now would be a really good use of mind control to make a guard
mind
lighter.
control. I just have horrible pain.
You don't have a charm person mind
I
control?
have friends.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, no, friends is
I
not
don't
going to
know.
help.
I do not have.
Advantage on a charisma check.
I got
It's
rid of
not
charm
gonna-
person, so I do not have.
No, I have
right
horrible pain, and that's it. And sleep. Sleep. I took sleep. Tenebris is going to. There's nowhere else to go. Right, just before we
Yeah.
out of character. The only place we know to hide in this entire enclosure is in the ship. They will see us go onto the ship. They will know we're there somewhere.
They won't let the ship leave.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
But it's a hidden, it's a hidden squirrel space, right? This is a secret society. Like
Even if they don't find
then
us, we're not going to
they'll
be able to get
see
off
us-
the ship
yeah,
at the other end
exactly.
because they'll be like, well, they're here somewhere.
They
We
just
can't
won't let
get
the ship
doors.
leave. They'll be like, hey, the people who have fucked everything up are on the ship. We're going to scour it until we find them.
we starve to death.
Not unless we steal the ship.
That's a whole other thing.
Do you like
Wait.
that, do it?
No, top of the list.
Fly a ship?
We don't know that.
Fly a ship? I don't know how to fly a ship. No, it's probably quite complex, isn't it?
Not if they have a pilot on board already.
What are you doing, Tenebris?
Yeah.
I'm running towards the shuttle. Just obviously, openly running.
All right. Your disguise streaming behind you.
Yeah,
You
cloak
are
is not really doing
arms
much anymore.
Flailing. You're not the most athletic of people until you're stood basically in front of this first guard, the kind of older man. You can see as you get closer, he's actually got little bits of grey hair sticking out of his nose. He's got a poorly.
Are they next to each other on either side of a ramp or something?
They're on either side of a ramp, so
Yeah.
they're 10 meters at least, maybe 15 meters apart. 10 meters.
I'm gonna aim for the middle of them and try and just dodge out of the way so that they can't grab me or hit me with a baton. So maybe I'm taking the grab action. The dodge action. I'm not sure. I feel like that's an action.
The dodge would mean that you stay where you are, and if they tried to attack you, you would get an advantage on. Wait, they would get disadvantage on that attack.
Yeah, but I kind of want to.
Just trying to.
Basically, my I don't have enough movement to get further. Otherwise, do I? If I
you
dodge?
can dash, and then you would have to make.
So I've only just made it up to there, so I can't. Okay, I can't do both. Sure. Yeah, I will try and I will aim for directly between them,
Mm-hmm.
and I will just run.
All right.
I will just run between them. So I'm taking the dash action to run.
As you approach,
Fuck it.
you see the older man walk sideways, shuffle sideways to meet you. Hey, and roll a contested acrobatics check to try and get past him.
Oh no. Oh my god.
This is so stressful.
Synthetic 20.
Yeah.
Oh. You're slippery, and
It's very velvety and smooth.
as you lower yourself and try and dodge to one side and then to the other, he reaches out and grabs a massive handful of your cloak and just tears it off you, and you're still running, just disguiseless now. But
That was about to be our new belt, that cloak.
Look,
into the ship. So you're now around you. You can see thick metal cages full of different kinds of machines that have been strapped down with these very kind of taut cloth cables. On another side, so there's cages on either side. You're in the gangway in the middle, and in front of you, you can see what looks like a door. Well, it is a door. In front of you, you can see a door, and behind you, you ran past two doors, one on either side as well, to get in. So actually, you can choose. Are you going to try and deviate to one of those doors, or go straight on through to the door at the back?
Is there a main door to the shuttle that I've just come in?
Yeah, it's a big hangar, so that's like a
Yeah.
kind of massive sort of open space where the trucks can drive up. But these doors are person-sized doors.
Well,
Are there
for
any-
now,
Sorry.
I want to. So I don't have time to do this on this turn, but I want to try and close the hangar bay doors. So I'm gonna go round to the side and start looking for a button on my next turn.
Okay, all right. You're right. So
Thanks. I thought that was good. I was pleased with that.
reach, you almost lose
Big
your
fan.
footing, but manage to just about stay upright. Looking down the road, looking back down the ramp, you see the guard looking up at you with this confused expression on his face. While the other guard, the kind of hugely muscular one, is simply still
She
just
hasn't
staring
moved.
straight forward.
That was lucky for me, wasn't it?
Terrible reaction time.
And you make it round. So now you are ready to
We love a bit of
look.
action economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a button. Okay, next is Uriel.
I think
So you see Tenebris just take off.
I think I'm going to have to do the same, and I'm going to have to spend the other key point on Step of the Wind.
Step of the Wind. All right, so you do the same thing. You see in front of you this older guard with actually, as you get closer, very baggy outfit. It's like his clothes don't really fit properly, and he's got this baton, and he's sort of facing away from you, looking into the up into the shuttle. as you approach, the head of the other guard turns to look at you. You see the muscles in his neck tense.
I don't like it.
And Infinity, you're on.
Yeah, I'm riding Uriel. Yeah.
So
How the tables have turned.
Yeah. I
Uriel,
do both. I can ride and I can be
I'm
ridden.
top and bottom.
what are you attempting to do? Where are you attempting to go?
I mean, I want to do something similar, but I do note that on Step of the Wind, my jump distance is doubled. So could I vault over the top?
I'm never casting jump on you ever again, just as an FYI.
Absolutely. Roll an So all right, roll an acrobatics check and an athletics check, and take the highest one.
I want to hear the. Is it the fucking $1 Million Man sound effects? The like. Ching, 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 ching. Right. Okay. So this is going to be. What was it? Athletics and acrobatics.
Yeah.
So that one's a 19, and that one is a 10. So 19.
And which was that?
That was acrobatics.
So you speed your way towards the door. This figure moving incredibly quickly for what seems like a really solid-looking individual comes towards you, reaches out, this huge mammoth grip. You jump to try and clear the top of them, but they are much taller than you had imagined, and there's just no way over the top of them. You basically pipe. It's like you, like that, spinning, and you spin through the grasp, and the grasp just closes past you. The rat in slow motion is hanging onto the top of your shoulder as you, and then hit the ground and roll, and you're up again. So both guards now turn to look up at you. You see Tenebris on the other side of the door, looking for something. You have about 20 more feet of movement and an action still to go. What are you going to do?
Monks.
So
Nice.
getting up into is that 20 feet, and I'm not in the ship yet.
No, you are on the ramp, so you could reach either side of the ramp inside the ship. You could just machine your way into the ship.
Okay. I mean, can I run up into the ship and then for my action look for the closing mechanism for the doors?
I'll say that you can, if you want to do your action now, you can look for it now and then use your 20 feet to get to it if you see it.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it that way around. Is that
Okay,
a perception roll?
Yeah.
Actually, no. That dice was good to me this time. I will trust it.
Oh,
once
why
more.
would you say that?
Oh, why would I say that? You say?
Do you get that 20?
I got a hang on, perception. That's a synthetic 20.
Yay! Nice.
With a synthetic 20, you see to your left, on the side of this panel, on the side of the entryway to the ship, next to one of the doors which seem to be leading up to different parts of the ship, you see a panel which has two massive buttons on it. One is green, one is red.
Green for
Intuit,
go with the door?
I don't know.
You intuit. Red is probably the
Close,
one
right.
you used.
Close.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? Yeah.
Surely they label these things. This seems like very unsafe design.
So, and I'll say that it's still... Okay, so you could reach it now.
Yeah. So
You
with
could reach
movement, go to that, slam that button.
Okay.
It's going to be so slow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
slow
like Austin
thing. In the
Powers.
history of
press.
slow things.
I'll say that you can do that. It doesn't require an action to do. It's just a button. The platform slowly starts to rise. The ramp rises. The shaking makes one of the guards, the older one, lose his feet, and the stronger looking one tenses, bends his knees and looks towards you and growls. At that point, you can hear in the distance.
Wow, what a great impression, Ali. That is the
It's like
best
you're
one
there,
you've done so
isn't it?
far. Oh, that's amazing.
Brennan Lee Mulligan, is that you?
And then you can see vantage point the shadow of this crowd started moving along the route that you ran towards where you are. So they've crossed about half the distance and they're running now. And you can hear the shouts and you hear occasionally as some shots get fired in the air. Which brings us to... hang on a second.
What can I do?
The guards. They look at each other, turn each way, and then they split. The older one heads towards you, Tenebris. The larger one heads towards you, Uriel. And they are going to try and grapple both of you. So, let's... Tenebris, the older one, leaps at you. So that's a contested athletics check.
Athletics, not acrobatics. I have to strengthen. I can't.
Yeah, you've... Well...
I think for a grapple you do, but I'm not
It depends the kind of grapple, right? You could argue either way.
Okay, if you want to try and squirm your way out of it, I'll let you roll acrobatics.
Or just dodge. Yeah, I'm trying to dodge maybe. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I would like to because I'm much better at that. Oh, synthetic 20.
Nice.
Right. Again, this guard, you can see the anger in his face, but also confusion that this little girl that he's seen has just machined it past him, avoided him, and now he reaches out with a big meaty paw and tries to grab hold of your hair, but you drop to the floor. The hand swipes over your head, and you pop up just behind him, and you avoid that. And then Uriel on the other side. How do you want to do this? Do you want to try and dodge, or are you going to try and?
Sorry, I assumed it would be an athletics. So do I have an option? Dodge?
You can. Yeah, you can do acrobatics or athletics.
Oh, I see. I'll take athletics then. Right.
Okay.
So I will roll 5.
I see it in time, and then this shape just barrels towards you. One huge arm comes out and just clotheslines you against the metal door behind you and locks you in. And as this is happening, you still hear the sound of the ramp still closing. Tenebris, it's your turn.
Oh, I haven't had to go
You're
yet.
Oh, Rat, of course.
But I get
Yes,
a go.
You get a go. I'm sorry, Rat.
Rats get goes too.
Also get to not be a rat at some point.
True.
It's whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
Well, do I fall as he gets hit? And is that a thing that happens?
You've
Or am I like
held
gripped
on
onto
this
him?
far.
Yeah.
You could let go if you wanted, but
Nah, that's fine. I was trying to be cheeky and be like, if they do the damage and bring me back to infinity, I don't have to use an action to do it. But that's fine.
if you want to, I will say.
No, she wouldn't purposefully let go. It would be like if the athletics check like whacked her hard enough that.
Okay, well let's see what happens. Let's see if you twist and get.
Oh, shall I roll a thing? That's a good idea.
Okay,
Roll a thing?
just roll a d20.
Okay. I'm gonna use my big metal die. Rolled a 12.
So you spin a little bit, but not far enough to actually
Sure.
trap you between
That's
anything. In fact, you're trying to
fair.
avoid it. So
Yeah, fair. Okay. In which case, is Uriel like on the floor? Or is he just sort of knocked?
he's pinioned against this wall.
Okay. I'll use my movement to like scurry down and get onto the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Action to come out of wild shape into full infinity robot. Bonus action cast Shillelagh, because what else would I be doing?
Oh, man.
And that's my turn. That's all I've got.
Oh,
But I'm standing behind the.
she's scary.
I was about to say half orc, but whatever this person is, the big person.
You do see, for half a second, just this person looks over their shoulder at you, and there is
Hello.
just a moment of concern in their eyes. Just a slight. It's very, very faint. You can feel like their features seem locked in this expression of permanent, just sort of calm almost.
Okay.
Which brings us to
Hey, this person is really calm and has no emotions. Infinity, that's what you wanted. He could be your mentor. Learn the ways of calm.
Tenebris.
I didn't say I wanted that.
Outside, you hear rain starting to fall. Tenebris.
Oh, me. Right. Yes. Okay. Is the ramp very slowly moving up?
So by now, the ramp is maybe 5 or 6 feet off the floor.
Yay! This is probably
You
fine.
get the sense that give it another turn or so, that door will be closed.
I'm going to try and cast sleep on the guard in front of me.
Oh, we love this sleep spell. I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Especially at level 2, this is great.
I'm going to just reach out and try.
All right. So you reach your hand out,
Go to sleep.
clasp the back of his head, and what do you roll?
I roll 5d8.
And what?
Ask Google to do it for me again.
You guys don't have enough dice.
28.
Don't betray us.
28. He just sinks to
Can
the
I
floor.
catch him and lay him down gently?
You can. He's not very big, so you can do that. Although, when he hits you, the sheer weight of someone who's completely left
forgot about
for
that.
their muscles does knock you back, and you
Okay.
both end up on the floor.
Okay.
But we'll say that you can get up. Yeah.
Okay.
And you lay him down on the floor. Sleep, and he's just.
Okay.
Little help!
Okay! And then I'm going to sort of
Bang!
cautiously approach where Uriel's getting beaten up.
So I imagine you just sort of looking over Infinity's shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at what's going on there, keeping an eye on the ramp, just like thinking about
The sleep
things
thing
I'm
is
about to
cool.
do to help.
I've never seen you do that before.
It's new. I tried it. It's new. It doesn't cause horrible pain. So
I like it.
I'm quite a fan.
Uriel, what are you doing?
Now, okay, a very clear idea in my mind. I want some
no.
guidance about how this can happen. You said that in a turn, the ramp is going to be closed, and
It looks that way to you. Yes.
right. The way that I imagined it, correct me if I'm wrong, was that like we'd been grappled because I was right by the panel, right, and I've been grappled. That I was basically on the ramp whilst this was happening, or near the door.
You were right next to the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've been sort of smashed back a little bit, but you are still very close. You're 2 or 3 or 4 feet away.
Right.
4 feet away. Slammed up against a metal railing.
What is the appropriate role? Try and maneuver this guy such that his head is in the closing door.
Evil roll is what it's called. It's called. What is your your alignment roll?
That's a contested strength check. So it'll be athletics. But since you're trying to do something really quite specific here, actually, I'm going to make it DC, not contested. So it'll be a high DC.
That seems.
You can
fair.
go for it
Okay.
if you want.
I just feel.
High risk, high reward.
Uriel has a-
Yeah, high risk, high murder.
Uriel has
yeah.
a plan for like possibly how we could get out of this.
Okay.
So
But we need brains to do it.
yeah, let's smush the brains. Right. Okay. I will. So a contest. So what was it? A DC
so
for
it'll-
athletics was it?
That is what, and it will be a high DC.
Let's try it. High risk, high reward. We got backup if this goes south. Rolling. 22.
You needed more than 20 for that.
Emily's really proud of you. Infinity is shocked.
Successful
We say
horror.
athletics. We say athletics because you did need a lot of strength there. But it's not about the sheer brute force that you apply. It's about the way that you do it. So with one motion, you shift your heel backwards, knocking him slightly off balance. With another, with your other foot, you remove his left leg, just tripping him up so he staggers backwards. Then you throw your right shoulder forward, hitting him in the chest, staggering him backwards. And as he falls, you follow through with your right arm braced against the floor, and then take hold of him, run your legs up the wall behind you, and push forward like that. So you're standing, pushing with your legs on the wall, pushing him in towards the gap between the moving
The door
floor, the moving ramp, and the side of the door. And his head, boom, is wedged between it. And that door is closing. Now, it'll take another turn for it to have closed and do what I expect you're expecting it to do. But as it stands, unless he gets out, that is going to pop his head.
Cool.
So, with that, it's now, well,
for listeners of the podcast, Bates looks absolutely shocked right now.
Yeah, you're trying to crush someone's head.
We've done
as
worse.
this is happening,
No, we haven't.
the low roar, wait till you wait till I see what, if we catch them, they've got absolute nothing. I will go, everybody shut up now, because this is what we're going to do. You hear it bursting out in front of the ship, and you can't see it, but you can hear this roar of noise just pouring over the top, and you hear that the crowd has reached the front of the ship, but they don't see yet. That's them. So now we'll come to the guards, and he's going to try and get out. This is now a contested straight strength athletics.
Sure. Athletics specifically.
Yeah.
16.
He rolled a 17.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'm so happy. I'm quite glad. I have to have a very awkward conversation. This is great.
Christ.
Plants his palms on either side and forces his head out, and you are actively on his back trying to force him back in. But the strength of this person is unreal, and they just force themselves out and shake you off them, and they're standing there bristling and angry. But that is their action. They're standing there in front of you three. So now it is Infinity.
Oh, I'm gonna bonk him on the head
Shillelagh!
with my shillelagh arm. Okay. Natural 20.
His head explodes like a melon. His
Crap.
head explodes like a
No,
melon.
but she's doing
Non-lethal.
non-lethal. She's trying to knock him out and do the go to sleep thing. I do get to double this still, right? Even though it's
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I roll 2 dice or do I just double what I get on the dice, Ali? What's your way? I don't think
You
I've ever
rolled.
had this.
You double whatever you get on the dice.
Double what I roll. Yeah. Oh, I only rolled a 3, so that is 3, 6 plus 4 is 10 hit points. And I go, sorry, bang. It's better than getting your head crushed, though. Uriel.
You, with a snarky look at Uriel, you bring your shillelagh down, confident that you're going to knock this character out.
Yeah.
But it's like hitting solid rock, and the person just turns to you with this growl, and you see there's actually saliva starting to just pool underneath, like drip down where the canines are breaching the lip, and you can see that the rage is starting to, and the muscles are tense. He looks pissed.
And she will say, maybe you two should go and try and find a way of making the ship go. Leave me here.
Ship door doesn't seem like such a bad idea now, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Now,
Those are really good
Tenebris.
Sorry.
Tenebris.
Emily wanted it to happen. Infinity didn't.
Tenebris looks at this huge figure, like dangerous, and like there's a moment where she reaches out and like can almost feel that other mind and knows that she could tear into it. And again, you see that sort of like slight like headache, wincing, and then she sort of shakes her head like, okay, listens to Infinity, and I'm gonna go towards where I think the front of the shuttle is.
Right, so there are 2 doors that you could go through. One behind the front of the shuttle is where you've just entered. There are 2
Oh,
doors.
this is the front. Oh, I thought it was the back.
So it's teardrop shaped, and the sort of fat front bit, that's the front. Aerodynamics, baby. And then on one side is the door that you remember coming out of when you were a passenger. On the other side is this wire mesh grating, another door, and then what's looked like some stairs leading upwards.
Yes, up. I'll try the door.
Okay, yep, it opens.
Run up the stairs.
You run up the stairs. You make it all the way up the stairs, and there's another door in the next story above you. You're in a tight corridor, and through the porthole of that door, you can see what looks like a bridge. There's different control panels, there's decking there, and there's what looks like a single person just sat spinning in one of those spinny chairs.
Oh no. I am going to. Have they seen me running? I guess I'm not being very stealthy.
There's a door between you and them.
Oh.
You've gone through one door to get up here, and there's another door at the top of these stairs.
I'm going to open the door.
So the stairs have sort of doubled back on themselves, right? So you're standing sort of above where you were when you entered. Okay, right, so you open the door. I'd say that is now all your movement.
Yeah.
You've still got your action and your bonus action. You open the door, and the figure just is now actually facing away from you. It's a person who's sort of just leaning backwards on the chair, looking up at the ceiling. He goes, "What?"
I'm going to say, "Hi," and then, I'm going to try and cast friends. Sure, why not?
All right. Let me just hang on a second. Sorry.
There's a lot of through traffic on this spaceship.
You can hear it from outside. The door has not completely closed yet. Let me just check one thing. Right. Okay, you're going to cast friends. Now, what does that mean? Do I get to make a saving throw? Tenebris?
No, I don't think so.
Right. No, friends, isn't it? Just gives you advantage.
It just makes so I'm just kind of like, I mean, almost unconsciously, just like making them feel happy and making them feel friendly towards me. It's only gonna last a minute, and then we have a problem. Just they like me. I have an advantage on charisma checks.
Great, and okay, fine. So they're spinning. They go. Just see a slight smile across their face. Right, but that's all that you have time to see before Uriel.
Not
in
finished
front of
here.
You, standing this colossal individual.
He's very pissed off now. I mean, I feel like. Yeah, and Uriel's not going to go away. He's definitely not going to actually go and do something useful. He's just going to, grapple this guy to try and make life easier for Infinity. So go in and just rugby tackle this guy again.
You probably do more damage than Infinity does. Cheap.
Going for the bear hug?
A bird says as she flies by.
I thought the shillelagh did like a buttload of damage.
I rolled a natural 20 last time. It's good. No, it's good. But I would assume you're better. But
what are
I
you
don't
doing,
know.
Uriel?
No, okay, he'll go in for the old double punch.
Okay. Are you going to start with the crotch or end with the crotch?
We're going to start with the face and end with the crotch. As is,
Okay.
I believe it's more fun that way.
I'm actually imagining this as happening at the same time, like this.
Bah! Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Dalzim in Street Fighter 2, but
like
without the stretchiness of the arms. Right, roll to hit.
That's just MMA, isn't it? Yes. Right, okay, so this is Dex, isn't it? So I got a synthetic 20 to hit.
So that's on the first one, and on the second one?
These are going to be two separate amounts of damage, right? Because one is with the monk weapon, as one is unarmed.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, fine. Roll your first one with your monk weapon, which is your metallic arm.
Yeah, so this is the metallic
Piston-driven.
Oh, just for the people watching the live stream, I can show you the artwork that Cass has done for it. Now, I believe this is... I made a note of this, and it's not on my character sheet, unfortunately.
If you're not watching the live stream, hey, come join us. Wednesdays stays at 7 p.m.
Wednesdays.
You're not watching the live stream. Why aren't you watching the live stream?
www.twitch.tv/DrSimonClark.
You can see it on YouTube as well.
Oh, you can see it on YouTube.
It's only the podcast listeners.
Hey, come play live. It's fun. But also, people need to catch up, so we understand.
Oh, I got a 9 points of damage with that one.
9 points of damage. Crack! Across the face. It hits him straight in the nose and just explodes, and there's blood all over your fist, all over his face, and you see he just almost unconsciously licks his lips to drink in that blood. So that's, what's that, 9, did you say?
9, yeah.
Okay, and
the second one is a 16 to hit. Or actually, sorry, is that correct? Yes, that is correct.
16, that still hits. This guy is not wearing any kind of protection, really. He's just soaking it up. That hits roll damage.
And that's 1d4 plus 3. I will make Google roll the d4 because screw that. I got that's 7 points of damage.
Thank you, Google.
Google.
Right.
16 points of damage.
The crotch punch. The
than I could have done.
Savage. For the first time, you see the resolve waver for a second, and in that moment, where this normally completely calm face, for a split second, you just see intense pain just written all across it, and then it sucks itself back to normal. But you can see that this person is in a bad way. They are hurting, which brings us to once you've done that, you hear boom, a reverberating metal clang as the door shuts, and woof, just the dull red lighting of the inside of the ship, and then all the noise outside, which was was very, very clear, suddenly becomes muffled, and muffled. I said muffled, and you are now just in the ship. Right, all you can hear it's very, very silent, very, very quiet.
Just the Dune soundtrack playing in the background.
Is that what this is?
No, I don't think it is. Is it?
No, that would be copyright. We're not doing that. So now, this character looks down at you, Infinity. Looks over to you, Uriel. Then looks behind them at the button.
No.
And
No.
they turn.
No.
And they just go for it.
Is that moving out of our range, or are they still within our range?
That would require them to move out of your range.
Cool, I'll take my reaction to bonk them on their head.
Yeah, you go first.
Fuck, I've rolled badly. That's 8.
That 8 is a miss.
Yeah,
you swing wildly. They're too fast.
And then I get attack of opportunity as well.
Yeah.
I get. I got a 12 to hit.
Fuck.
12 is
God, we're
enough. Roll damage.
This is 1d6 plus fire. So
Do
that's. Oh god, what's the modifier? Plus dex. That's 7 points of damage.
Come on.
And 7 points is enough. You reach out, you clock him in the temple, you hear a crack, and they fall to the ground in a motionless pile.
Yeah, that was not non-lethal from me.
Oh!
Yeah, and you just, blood slowly starts to pool around their head.
Uriel, did you kill them?
I killed one of them.
So,
and
no,
now...
hang on.
Tenebris, it's now your turn.
And I'm going to sort of rush over there and say, the miners are very angry, and the company says we have to take off right now, like we have to go as soon as possible, quickly. Thank you.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Let's go, Tenebris. Let's
go.
Let's go. Come on. This is the time for the nat 20.
Persuasion or deception? I mean, it's the same, but I just feel like these are lies.
Yes, it is deception, you're right.
With advantage.
22. So smug when I roll high. I'm just here going, I'm so smug. What is this? I don't know what this is.
The person in the chair snaps around and you see it's a very short, young-looking woman with an outsized, roundish head, flattened features, wearing what looks like officer gear, so pilot gear, essentially, right? They have little wings, shiny buttons. They've got nice little sort of epaulets, which kind of actually wide enough. They've been artificially widened so that they reach the width of the head. So it actually looks like they've got a little sort of triangle body. They look over to you and go, right now? Right now?
They're coming for us. They will kill us all. Let's go.
They will kill us all. Please, can we go?
Of course.
You will all die.
They swivel around on their seats, press a button, the control panels all close around the seat, and then the character starts tapping away at buttons. A joystick up out of one of the panels. He picks it up. She grabs hold of it and levers it backwards, and you hear. And beneath you, beneath your feet, Uriel and Infinity, you feel the metal clank as the floor shakes and you start to rise. You can feel the pressure of your feet on the floor. Tenebris, you look out and you see Val through the windows of this control deck. You see the pods in front of you. You see the silos. You see the rabble of people below you. You see something ricochets off the window in front of you, but has no effect on it. And slowly you start to rise and rise above this scene. You see the forest, you see the trees, and until at last you're above the tree line, just seeing the shadows, the slanting shadows from the setting sun thrown over the edges of the McKinsey Mountains as the noise rises. And the ship gathers speed.
Finally broke Ali. He had to cough.
And jets away over the tree line. And with that, we will leave it. Well done, guys.
That was
Fuck, did we
amazing.
pull that off?
That was excellent.
And
Amazing.
you all level up because of that.
Immediately.
Immediate
We finally
level up.
achieved something.
Diggity dog!
We did something. Ali agrees we achieved. Can we roll hit points really quickly? Seeing as we're not doing the DnDebrief today.
Well, I have lots of things to say. I have lots of announcements to make.
I have, yeah, but we should do hit points
Let's
first.
just roll hit
Yeah,
points
what
first.
time?
Yeah, let's
It's
roll
8
hit
o'clock.
points.
God, how many hit points do I get? I don't know.
You're a monk, so I think it's a D8, but check.
Yeah, as a monk, you're D8.
Okay.
And Tenebris, you're D6. And Infinity, you are D8, I think.
I believe so.
On D8, coming right up.
Yeah,
Wait, what
plus
did
your
you say I
con. Plus your
was?
con.
I wasn't
You're a
listening.
6 because you're a
Oh yeah,
squishy.
given my rolling today, this is going to go so well.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, here we
Save
go.
the best till last.
Okay, I get an extra 7 hit points
Yeah,
with
remember
my con.
to add your constitution.
Yeah,
everyone.
that is adding my con.
I get an extra 4 adding my con.
Oh
No, I am
Uriel.
tank now. Look at me.
Look at me, I am the tank.
Rat
I am
tank.
now. How do I do it? Oh no, and here we go. How do I do it on D&D Beyond? Level up. Where's the level up button?
Ah. Yeah,
Manage.
I'm slightly disappointed that I couldn't go with Ryu's original plan, which was...
It was a good plan,
No,
but the minute
that
he
was
came...
only the first half of the plan. The
It
other
was
half...
Sandy's original plan.
Don't say.
Well, no, because it's not going to happen now, for sure. Like, the other half was to let the head pop like a melon, and then dress him in the clothes that I was wearing as a disguise and
Awful.
yeet him overboard, so they think that we had
Oh.
died.
Oh, you're evil. Great, good to know.
But they would know not to come chasing after us. They were like, oh, that's the person we were chasing.
Sure, if we want to go with that. My lord.
I just thought maybe you'd put Infinity's fake nose on him or something. Like he's just like the glasses.
That's the thing. That's the crucial thing. He doesn't have a head anymore, so they wouldn't be able to recognize him as the guy.
I see. What did you get, Tenebris?
I rolled a 3 plus 2 is 5, so I now 19 hit points.
Oh, there we go. Not so squishy after all.
I'm trying to make this work, and it's just not.
Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we've gone on obviously way longer than we normally do. There's no time for the D&D brief today, but we do have some announcements.
Exciting
Exciting announcements.
super exciting announcement about next week. We will be doing our very first Christmas/holiday special. It is going to be the most festive thing you've ever seen.
And you know what? It's already happened. That's the important.
Not only has it
Coming to you
happened
from the past.
but it's coming to you from the past, where we were all hanging out together in person.
We did. It's true.
We getting camera set up so we could film the madness, the chaos. It is, I can exclusively reveal here to you, our favourite listeners and viewers,
Excited.
and chat people. We will be playing Honey Heist, the famed one-page RPG by Grant Howard about a bunch of bears who have to heist some honey. But because we are the RPGeeks, we are putting a sci-fi twist on it and setting it in space.
Everyone ready? Space.
Space.
Oh, yeah, there was a thing. So please tune into that next week if you're watching live. Well, okay, let me give you a date.
It's going to be a broadcast of it. That's the thing. We're going to broadcast it out on Twitch as if it's live. We'll hopefully be in the chats whilst this is going on.
Yeah.
But it'll be edited with multiple camera angles. It's going to be spectacular.
This is the 15th of December. So if it is before the 15th of December, come and watch us on Twitch. No spoilers for the campaign.
Simon, that does mean we have to get the YouTube and the podcast done before then.
Oh
Just
no!
as a heads up.
Please do.
On my to-do list.
We have been behind on those. Sorry for those of you watching.
I'm
and
nearly
listening there.
up to date with the podcast. I just didn't
good.
finish last week's one.
He's so good. So we'd be really excited to see you there. We're going to be advertising this all over social. We're going to be showing sneak previews and pics and links and things. So do follow us on social as well. That's at RPGeeks DnD on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and YouTube, technically. So we are very excited about that. So excited about that. We'll be in chat if you're watching live, and thank you everyone for a fantastic episode, and we'll
What
see
an
you
end
all.
to kind of like season 1.
Oh my god!
So good, was it? Hey, wait, was that the end of season 1?
No, it's just the end of 2021.
It's the end of the
Ali?
Vow arc. We arrived on that ship.
I need
we
to
did
know
all
if
that
it's-
stuff, and then we
yeah,
left on
but-
the ship.
Is it the end of season 1? Because I think this is an important question.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Barely
god
the beginning.
damn it!
We're not even level
God
4
damn
yet.
it.
Ali, when did we get to
It's
be
like a
level
chapter.
4?
That's the first
Is
chapter.
it chapter 1? Season 1, chapter 1? Ali, maybe?
Insane, I think.
chapter 1, I guess.
Okay,
But
just
maybe
because,
not.
Just because, if we want to tell people where is a good place to jump into the show, chapter 2 could be a good starting off point if we've got new listeners. If you've got
Maybe
any
somebody
friends,
should make a video about the adventure to date. And
that would be really useful.
Really?
And like
maybe talk
Good
about
idea.
the whole
about
project.
what we're doing here and why. Although we haven't done any science today, there's usually science. If you're new, there's usually science. A lot more science.
Yeah.
So come back in the new year for that. Right, I was trying to say goodbye, so
Sorry.
I'm doing it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Are we say goodbye? Bye.